maybe Hobbit's position just doesn't even matter. If he can't get checked into this, a double kill comes out for him. He can go for more. He's dropped down. JDM misses the shot. It's a triple for Hobbit. Down into a 1-on-1. Elige versus Hobbit. But no one is on the defuse. Out for the open, and Hobbit gets it.
Our captain said, guys, come on. We just lost 3 games in a row. We got to do something, to show something. Because we just practice a lot and training a lot. So why are we here? Come on, we can do it. We just talked to each other before the 2 games today. And we said, like, guys, we have to win these 2 games to go through the group stage. And we did it. All our team didn't play already 2 months on stage. All of us like already hoping about that, like dreaming. So I hope we will win tomorrow to get the semifinals to play on stage, on main stage in Oakland.
The crowd is probably going to be insane for us because it's an American crowd and it's also in Cali. I feel like we have a lot of fans out here. Recently at iBuy Powers, we had a ton of fans show up, and even though it was a small arena, there was a lot of support. So I think here at Oakland, the fans are going to be amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing them.
To our second quarter final, it's going to be Cloud9 versus Gambit. The storylines are plentiful, and I am joined by our analysts. We've got a bit of a change up from Yanko to a Jordan, both starting with the old J. However, you keep calling him Yanko, and it always used to make me laugh. It's like, what's going on, Yanko? And you just see like his eyes just.
And then in Brazil, I called him Janky, and I came up and slapped his ass.
Janko, yeah, so. He liked that one as well.
He likes Jankini.
Jankini?
Jankini.
Yeah, whatever, there's Wanko. There's lots of different options. You can go with whichever direction you want. But either way, he's going to be going ahead and watching from the sidelines. We've got Jordan, hopefully shedding some light on the whole Cloud9 versus Gambit debacle. I think we kind of start by asking simply, you know, head-to-head, this has not gone well for them. In fact, you actually just leaned over and were like,
I don't think we beat them.
Have we beat them?
Yeah, I don't think we beat. It was always one of those things where we were at Gambit, we play them in like the quarters or semis of a DreamHack, and we're like, oh, not a tough, but
winnable.
Winnable. The last time we played them, I think when I was on the team, was at DreamHack, and it was a best of 3. Like first map, we beat them like 16-6 on Mirage. We were like laughing because we were playing super aggressive. And I remember like, oh, cool, like. Kind of event to build up to like the summer run, and we're just like, cool, we're gonna go to finals now, and then the next 2 maps they sweeped us hard.
I looked at it, 16-2, Jordan. You smashed Gambit. You're looking fantastic on Mirage. 16-6, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
The analyst desk are like Cloud9. It's summer. The memes are coming out, and then you get 16-2. Come on.
Yeah, I mean the only thing there, obviously they've changed the roster a bit, so unfortunately I don't know how much those matches really play into now. But obviously some of that stuff is remembered. Not everything has changed. Gambit's one of those teams who likes to play very, you know, what we would say a 2-1-2-y, very like kind of in their spot, stay at home, and they rely on good kind of team play and chemistry. So that probably hasn't changed much. So it should be a good match.
But Chad, I mean, you can attest that there has been a kind of a development of Gambit. I think the biggest question we framed at the start of IEM Oakland was, you know, this is where they prove how little or they've been affected by the loss of Zeus, and I think, you know, quarterfinals and their results have been testament to that.
Yeah, they've actually looked. It's been up and down. I said this about every team, right? Everyone has actually had up and down moments throughout these group stages. But the fact of the matter is, pulling Zeus out of the equation hasn't really affected these guys too badly, and I actually think they could be better for it in the long run. This team, you know, when we saw them going up against FaZe yesterday, absolutely dominated them. Like, they just ran with the momentum, and one of the driving forces behind that is Hobbit, right? We mentioned him time and time again, but this guy, he turned it around yesterday. He had a really good performance. When we look at like matchup specifics between these two teams, you know, we talked about the amount of times that Cloud9 and Gambit have played. I don't think we can factor in too much of that history based off the fact that now we have Fitch in this team, and we also have Rush and Tarek coming in. So it's almost this. You would say this is a different Cloud9, Jordan, to the one that we saw when you and Shroud were part of the team, right? It's not. They're not running the same stuff. Well, similar stuff, but not everything.
Yeah, I think some of the concepts are similar. You know, if we see him play Mirage, probably similar. If we see him play Kabul, might be similar. But a lot of the other maps, they've changed spots, so they just inherently are going to be a little bit different. But man, before I said that, I want to say, isn't it Gambit guys? I don't know. I just feel like I like all of them. I see them all standing in the lobby this morning. The new Fitch kid, I said hi. He came up and was super nice and said hi. Dren's nicest guy ever. Hobbit's nice guy ever. Like, as much as I'm here from C9, I'm kind of just excited for either team here. Yeah,
they're a team that's very hard to hate, Gambit, especially, of course, with that major title under their belt. I do think what's an interesting kind of discussion to explore before we start talking maps is, can you maybe shed some light on this whole Tarek in-game leader discussion, because for someone, you know, in Cologne we had the whole the peanut meme we were rocking with for a little bit. He was never seen as a cerebral player and a player that's success is driven by his brain. It was always to do with his mechanical skill. To put him in a leadership role to some seems strange.
Yeah, well, actually, it's funny, right? Me and you, I think, touched on this a little yesterday in a separate light, which is, so everyone out there, you guys have had in-game leaders, you guys have been on teams, and you know how when the guy's calling strats, you have a different vibe, right? Everyone with an in-game leader, I'm sure some games, Chad, you had more energy, some games you're kind of more chilled out.
Sure.
I think one of the most important things for whoever's calling strats is that they have a nice way of delivering. And I think the only reason I bring all this up, what does this have to do with an in-game leader, is that I think C9 has enough help from Valen's automatic Stewie, their previous in-game leader, with strategy, that I think they just wanted someone to make the decision beginning of the round, but he's not necessarily always the one finalizing things. I think Stewie has just as much power to make a decision. I think automatic has just as much power. So I think it's more taking some of the pressure off Stewie and Tim, but at the same time, when the middle of the half gets in and they start feeling their opponent, that's where Tim and Stu will probably keep calling. So long story short, I think Tarek brings just kind of a simple yet a little bit of confident delivery with how, hey guys, we're going to run this strat and this is what I want to do. Tarek's kind of Tarek's not someone to get too phased by the situation. So I think in that sense, if you have enough of the responsibility spread out, you could have a leader like that, right?
Yeah, a voice of authority.
Yeah, and there's something else you can do to back that up in terms of having the coach there, right? He can prep the whole team on the first, 5 to 6 rounds of the game, no matter what happens in whatever scenario.
And then that first gun round.
Exactly. You get that weight taken off your shoulders, and you just go in and you do your game plan, and you hope it plays out.
And while all that leadership is going on, Skadoodle's just dropping bodies. He had an exceptional kind of juxtaposition between a game where he struggled to even hit over 5 frags, and then he went against SK, and, well, he taught them a lesson or two. It looked fantastic.
Interesting note about this yesterday, actually, is I talked to him a little bit at the hotel last night, and, and his teammates, too. And I was talking about Tyler, and he was like, yeah, Tyler was just kind of playing his game and couldn't get into a groove. And then, C9 has their sports psychologist, Dave, and he said Tyler walked out with Dave after, and he came back in kind of smiling. And I think that's something to be said there about, just mindset in the game. It sounds kind of cliche. But sometimes just remembering, hey, everything's fine. Whatever happened in the past, let's not stick with it. Super cliche, but super true, and I think it came through with Tyler for this train game. And I think, the message was just keep playing your game. Don't be okay with the fact that you played bad. You got another chance right here.
These highlights are from one game. Just to clarify, that's from one map, and we just watched probably about a 3-minute compilation of AWP frags, so that says enough.
The bounce back from him yesterday was impressive. I think the thing is, for me, even when you and Sharp were still on the roster, he evolved as an AWPer, and I think he became... He still has his style, it's very distinct, but he's playing more of a current meta AWPing role. I actually see him, playing a lot more clutch plays. He's actually getting involved in what I like to call combat AWPing, more aggressive, more in their face, and he's more of a well-rounded player now, I think.
Okay, so there has been a growth for Skadoodle, despite, you've already stated in the past that he has he's very much affirmed in his own style. He knows how he wants to play, and he will, he knows how he wants to be AWPing. What I want to start talking then is maps. You've kind of ruined the fun, Jordan. You talked to your teammates, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not going to let that be a secret.
No, it's fine. So I walked over.
Talked to him.
I'm over here on the desk, and I was like, oh, I should just go figure out what the maps are before so I can have some good info. So I was going to come over and be like, well, I think this is what they're going to be playing, guys. To be honest, I have a good feeling through my intuitive senses and my years of Counter-Strike that I know all 3
So
maps.
tell us how it's going to go.
See if you could guess. Yeah, work it out. Let's see what you got.
No, well, actually, I couldn't guess. I couldn't guess what C9 was going to pick. I actually felt like it was kind of obvious from Gambit's point of view. They saw C9 get crushed on Overpass. Overpass is not something C9 plays a lot. They'll pick Overpass, which I think is going to be true.
We'll have a look.
And then, yep, there it is.
The train ban's probably out of respect because Gambit are no slouches.
7
train,
map
right?
win streak, right, for C9 on train.
Nuke one is their standard ban for C9.
C9 hasn't been playing Nuke. And then the next pick, which I know is going to be, should I say it?
Yes, say
it.
It's Cobble. So they picked Cobble, I think, because, I don't know if just Gambit's playing it a lot, and I think C9 hasn't shown a lot of their strat book on Cobble. So I think a combination is just kind of giving them that, hey, Overpass, whatever, Cobble, we have some stuff they haven't seen yet. And then third map is going to be Mirage. So the reason I think it's Mirage is because they both have a good Mirage, but they know C9 has a really good Inferno.
So just kind of basically giving the choice between...
they just cash Mirage, and C9 loves their Mirage.
I mean, you said as well that that's kind of the one of the maps that's stayed more similar to before you left. That they've kind of carbon copied a little bit.
C9 has like 3 different defaults on T side, and they're very comfortable running all 3 of them. They literally will give up A, and they'll just do 4 mid, 1 upper B. They'll give up B and do 3 mid, 2 A. So
Stop
either way,
stop the Mirage gold. We're not there yet. Put the gold back in your pocket. And we'll talk about that when we get to Mirage. If we get to Mirage, we may not even get it. The gold may have to.
Oh wait, can I add some little, just last sprinkle?
Go on, just a little bit of a sprinkle.
Stu said they're not going to Mirage because they're 2-0ing them.
Ooh.
He said even though they're not confident on overpass because of the NIP game, they're going to crush them because they don't think NIP's going to disrespect them the same way.
Okay, Sponge, what are you saying about overpass? Set the scene for us before we jump in. It sounds like it's getting ready.
I think we need to see Skadoodle that we did on Train earlier to be a factor with that AWP. This is an AWP-heavy map. Saying that, on the flip side of things, Mo with the AWP has had some huge performances, especially versus Australis at the Major. He absolutely manhandled that squad then. If he can pull something similar, he'd be leaning in the favor of Gambit. But Hobbit has been the main star. They got the leading force. He needs to show up again in spades and, you know, show these Gambit guys the right direction.
All right, well, it is kind of time for us to go in one direction. That is straight towards the casters. Let's jump in then. It's just Harry and Moses.
Thank you, guys. Love those little sprinkles of nuggets from Jordan, don't you?
I'm a big fan of Jordan's nuggets. You know, what can I say?
Well, you took that in a direction. Yes, it's Cloud9 and Gambit, the second quarterfinal here at IEM Oakland, and this is for a spot in the Oracle Arena. And it's going to be a tough one. We've seen 2 different Gambits throughout this event. The Gambit from day 1, not all that impressive. The Gambit from day 2 was body bagging some of their opponents, so you'd hope that would come back to play.
Yeah, and one of their opponents being FaZe is really the team you'd want to be ruining if you're Gambit. Flip side of things, I think, you know, Cloud9, we've seen a different performance from one player in particular. I think Skadoodle is the one you have to mention, right? He had that game on Train where he was just absolutely insane, hitting everything. Yeah,
he was phenomenal, but check out what we got here. This is a nice little boost. Rush is going to take that first kill onto Adren, and Tarek is going to help him out. So an early advantage in this pistol round. And now Gambit has to go right into the stack, and it's not working out. They are getting obliterated. It's Hobbit in a 1-on-2. He's got the Glock. He's got a pair of kills, and he's got plenty of time to work with on top of it.
Yeah, but only 25 HP. So he's been able to grab himself the bomb, starts to fall back here. And now, gonna look to slow things right down. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds left, so he's not shy on time. It's gonna be very weird, the idea that someone from Cloud9 could have pushed all the way out through mid, as they did stack 4 players on that B-bomb site.
Yeah, and I mean, this is where you have 2 different theories for Cloud9 on how they want to play it. Obviously, at the moment, they're choosing to stay grouped up together no matter where they go. The other option is to play 1 player at each of the bomb sites and just play it passively and you know, be able to buy time and just stay alive for your teammate to rotate. So you could see on the minimap Cloud9 working their way to the central point in the map. Now the one danger of this is, since you don't have eyes on either of the bomb sites quite yet, you have to find a way to get the information so you know which bomb site this is planted on. And they're just going to keep coming through, and this is unfortunate for Hobbit.
Yeah, this all comes down to timing. He's going to be checking the angles close. You can check as many angles as you like, but nothing's going to stop that shot from Skadoodle. Cloud9, they will be winning out the pistol here on overpass.
Yes, that's a great pistol round as well, and that's Cloud9. I mean, that was aggressive. 4 players at B. They're getting aggressive. They're making sure they're not stacking a bomb site that's not going to have a whole lot of attention, a whole lot of love from Gambit. They find all the kills, and Gambit doesn't really have an option. They kind of have to push through the Monster and wrap around to avenge their teammates, but it's just too much of a stack from Cloud9. Skadoodle's going to have a scout now. Famos and UMPs surrounding it, and it's an investment from Gambit. Light on utility, but they've got 5 CZs on the board, which we know can be deadly. They're going to come right up the stairs. Skadoodle could be in some trouble if he mistimes this.
Yeah, pressure's about to be on. This is that opening shot, and now the onslaught going to be coming his way. Does have help from Stewie. He's going to keep holding things close. They're forced through that Molotov and into the waiting moors of Skadoodles. He doubles down with 2. Does lose his teammate, but that doesn't mean he's eased up just yet. Has automatic coming around from behind. And as they go running into the waiting gun, Hobbit will be there to trade. So once again, it's going to be a 1 versus X scenario here for Gambit. But this time they've got the UMP to work with. Bomb on his back. Scavenging what utility he can. Not out of this just yet.
No, the best hope he could have is just get the bomb plant. That's kind of the singular goal he has in his mind at the moment. And with the way that, you know, some of the players are positioned, he might be able to. Rush is very passive. Skadoodle's up top with a scout, but a missed shot would allow Hobbit to get into this B bomb site. Tarek's all the way over at A. So it's really on Skadoodle to hit a nice shot to stop this plant from going down. I'm not sure if Rush would actually be able to get in time to stop the plant. And for the moment, Hobbit hasn't shown himself, and he will be unseen from the angle that Skadoodle is watching as well. So couldn't be going better for Hobbit at the moment.
He is very pressed for time, though. 15 seconds, he's right here on the bomb site. Skadoodle is going to be holding just the wrong angle, watching short instead. Going for the bomb plant, but Skadoodle peeks out just the right time. His Skadoodle senses start tingling, and that will net him the frag. Cloud9, they only lose 2 players there, which isn't ideal, but it was a fairly hefty investment from Gambit to go ahead and claim it. And now they get a chance to farm up some money with these SMGs. MP9s for Stewie and Automatic as they look to try and make some cash here in round 3.
Yes, recoup some of those losses, and I mean, it's not even the worst idea because, you know, you have the 2 FAMASes that stayed alive, so even if you go into it, you've got a couple of rifles into the 4th round if you want to have, you know, a big bonus opportunity. But again, it's going to be coming up the stairs, and again, it's Stewie running right down, 3 kills with the MP9. Skadoodle getting into a fight and not going down until the very end. Actually, even Adren might have been able to find Stewie there, but quick 3-0 and plenty of money made by Stewie.
I just think Skadoodle should keep the USP at this point. He seems to have more success with that than he has with the Scout.
He's hit some nice shots with it, hasn't he? This is quite nice. You love that, swinging out wide when you have the SMG in such a narrow corridor. That's beautiful. So first gun round is at hand. Skadoodle has the AWP now. Big upgrade over the Scout, obviously. It's a 5 AK setup, so we won't see Mo with that weapon quite yet. And it's a 4-1. Adren heading towards underpass. 4 of his teammates heading towards B.
There's the boost from Skadoodle. He's going to now look to peek on over. Spots the players. They're going to start to just pour in through short. They found the opener onto Automatic. Rush tries to do what he can as he does take one back with Mo. But now both these players are going to be going blow for blow as they make their way in. The push has slowed down just a bit, but now they start to trickle into the site. It's Fitch to open things up. Skadoodle finds himself here alone, wants to buy time, and as he finds the first, players continuing to come his way. Skadoodle backed into a corner here. Stewie arrives with the MP9. And he's going to fall. Skadoodle goes down shortly after, and Gambit, they're going to be straight into this one with a round on the board. Yeah,
and they didn't slow down whatsoever. Unfortunate, Cloud9 had Skadoodle boosted up over in that B bomb site. He missed the timing on when to peek out. Could have gotten an early pick there, but that's the kind of style that Gambit brought out yesterday, especially against FaZe on Mirage, and that big win that they had was just overwhelming attacks. And that's also on the 4th round when they don't have all the nades they might possibly need. You keep it simple, and you just focus on the trades, and they do it perfectly here. Bailed out by maybe some light weaponry, the FAMAS, the MP9s on Cloud9 still from the previous round, so this will be more of a test. 4 M4s and Skadoodle again with an AWP.
Yeah, the one thing here though is Mo, he's gonna get an AWP as well, so now we've got AWPs either side. Extra utility up for Gambit, that's one thing you can see going their way. And it's gonna be aggression, the order of the day out from Cloud9 as they progress. Automatic and Tarek out through short. Doja is the man in connector. He would be the one to find them right now. Looks like Tarek's going to drop the Automatic off. Leaves him behind to protect short. They have that crossfire set up.
This is great, though, for Cloud9 because they don't have all the nades they would like. So they're playing passive, and they haven't really been pressured enough to have to use any. So they can bring a lot more into the late round. Gambit still hasn't made a decision. They're now working the bomb over on Fitch. Adren's got some ground gain out towards long. It's Skadoodle who's going to be really the first port of defense for Cloud9. He's in bathrooms with the AWP. At an awkward angle, an off angle, holding the crack, but he's got no support, and they could surprise him in areas if they just walk up bathroom.
One issue as well I'm seeing in relation to what you're saying, they might have a good bit of utility left, but they don't have any sort of incendiary to try and keep this push at bay. Doesn't have too much support. The players inside the site are going to be rallying off shots to try and assist him. Skadoodle overstaying his welcome here, but he's making it work. They start to push in. Doja will manage to pick up that frag and dealt with the point man, but they've still got Tarek to worry about, and he's a massive threat inside the site. Automatic going to finish things off. And Cloud9, they're straight back into this one, going to be taken around back in their favor, and Gambit now with very little to invest.
It took so long for them to flush Skadoodle out, and he was getting wrapped upon from 2 angles. No one from Cloud9 could help him out, so Gambit obviously doesn't know that, but the fact that it took so long, all the other players inside the bomb site from Cloud9, Tarek was able to rotate into position. Stewie was there as well to help out a minimal amount, but it was just enough to keep Skadoodle alive. And now he's feeling it a bit more aggressive. Maybe he shouldn't have. Stewie's going to be alone. That's a AWP recovered. The Molotov can't slow it down, and he's got to back away. Nate does good damage onto Fitch, the man who got that kill. Tough spot to be in for C9 against just a Deagle and now an AWP.
Yeah, and of all the things to get dropped over, that really isn't the one you'd want.
Especially not in Mo's hands. He's had a great tournament. They mentioned on the desk he's had a couple really, really nice games. We've seen him on this map as well dismantle some phenomenal oppers in the pro scene. So scary, scary round for C9 here as they try and hold on.
Yeah, and we've got the same aggression once again, down 3 short this time from Cloud9. Tarek and Automatic going to be the ones fielding that. And you can see now they're starting to worry a little bit more about Long. Tarek going to peek on out, and he doesn't want to take that duel once again. Mo just honing down the angle. They're going to start to progress in, and well, these pistols up close, they might only be Glocks, but they can still do damage. Tarek waits behind the pillar, buys plenty of time. Mo will go ahead and slam down the gauntlet, but Automatic now arriving from short from that forward position. This round is all said and done. But considering they only invested 1 Deagle into that, that is not a bad bit of damage inflicted.
That's a big round from Tarek. Just that peek he has, it's not even an intention to take the fight whatsoever. He just wanted to see if he could, he just wanted to find bodies from the Gambit side of things. And he spots that information, and immediately Stewie starts rotating over. So he jumps on that, he's able to get into a better position. And Tarek with those 2 kills, yes, even if they're just pistols, even if they're just Glocks, it slows down the hit, and it prevents them from forcing him out of position into the arms of Mo before he's ready to kind of take that fight. And even though he does fall in the end, his teammates are in great positioning after that. So 5-1 for Cloud9, looking good on this defense. And even salvaging the AWP. So we have a tactical timeout from Gambit, as you could see, talking things over, trying to figure some stuff out. They do have another buy coming in, as this losing bonus is growing back up again. It's going to be a UMP on Doja, 3 AK-47s, and Mo's got the op.
Yeah, it's quite crucial that they got Mo back on the ult. We saw him in the previous round. I mean, he might have only got 1 frag with it, but he can and is a force to be reckoned with on that. You need someone to kind of counteract Skadoodle in that respect. And this time, looking like they've swapped things up. Skadoodle once going to be boosted up down here on B. Has no such luck as Gambit instead have turned their attention out here towards long and mid. And that looks to be, as a result of that pause, maybe a bit more of a focus up towards this long area, because we've seen them play for mid, we've seen them play for connector. Now looks like they think long could be the answer to their problems.
Well, this is dangerous, though. Stewie's actually getting aggressive in the mid round, and he's able to take 1. It's good trades for Cloud9, though. Skadoodle does respond. Tarek inside the bomb site as well. Doja, Hobbit, and Mo have found ground, but they've lost so many of their teammates. Do they actually have the forces? There's 1 minute left in the round, so they can play this patiently. Tarek's watching for someone to go up the main stairs of the A bomb site, while Skadoodle keeps his eye on long. Got both entrances covered. Still some utility to come out for Gambit, and it needs to be impactful. Automatic's going to be able to have a quick flank as well, so this clock on when Gambit can successfully hit this site is dwindling.
They are going to start this push in. Skadoodle, though, he's been a force to be reckoned with. Finds himself a second, got the bomb down at long. That's going to pull the rotations in from B. Rush coming in through heaven, and then Automatic in from behind. Doja will at least drop out Tarek, and the smokes are down. Rush wants to try push on through to help out Skadoodle, but he will end up falling, and now all the attention falls to Automatic as he starts this wraparound from behind. There's only 15 seconds left. The pressure's on Hobbit, and the second he taps this bomb, they're going to go peeking in for him, but Hobbit, he's made this possible now. Doesn't read the situation well.
I'm confused. Like, Rush only had a USP out there, so I think I don't know if he salvaged the AWP or what, or dropped his weapon, but he dinks him up, but it doesn't do the damage. Either way, 6-1 for Cloud9. Skadoodle managing that well with the AWP, and unfortunately, if you're Gambit, as that dwindles down, the fight to actually make it into the bomb site is Mo peeking at long, dry peeking into Skadoodle. That's not a fight even with the considerable skill that Mo has that he's going to win more often than not. So tough times for Gambit. They're going to be back onto the pistols. No armor this time as well. Pre-smoke to block off the Molotov, but his head gets taken off by Skadoodle again. That was Sponge who said that we needed to see the Skadoodle from Train yesterday, and we're starting to. He's starting to have that dominant effect on the game, warming up here very early on. 12-5 for him. Relying on Adren with his Deagle to find an entry. He sees the fight he wants, but he can't win it. No one there to trade. And now this Gambit offense that, you know, the fourth round they stuck together and were so fast-paced to look good, but now it's starting to get spread thin. Now it seems like they're not as coordinated and trading with each other as they should be.
Yeah, I mean, that's illustrated even more. Fitch goes down there. They try to get the trade as Mo pushes out through long. Skadoodle's going to be positioned perfectly to deal with it. And it's just Doja left, 1 versus 5, Deagle in hand, bomb on his back. But can't expect too much from him, especially not with Stewie wrapping round from behind. Not like this. There we go. Knife for Stewie. A 7th round for Cloud9. This CT side looking fantastic, and it's really being, drawn together by the 2 men at the top of the board. Skadoodle's had such a fantastic early round presence, it had to be said, just kind of putting a stop to a lot of these pushes before they can come in.
Yeah, the op is just such an impactful weapon. It's just getting even just that 1 kill. But, I mean, the big thing about this defense now is they're gaining confidence, and you can see in these players they're willing to be more aggressive and make plays on their side of the map, so they're going to start having faster flanks. They're going to start doing the plays like this. Tarek right through the smoke, could catch him off guard. They're going to wrap around the side. Tarek, he's not looking. There he is. He turns around, he gets 1. Adren trades it out, and actually Stewie's in a tough spot. The aggression doesn't work, so an opportunity for Gambit that they absolutely must capitalize on in this round.
Yeah, they've got control of mid. They have themselves that man advantage. Automatic's got aggressive and could give even more away, and he will. Hobbit in a fantastic spot to pick that up now. With Skadoodle falling over at long, this is a Gambit round all day long. It falls to 1-man rush. He's pushed up here. Mo's going to be coming his way in. Will he expect a man holding the close angle? Yes, he will, but he's been tagged low, and Rush tries to capitalize on it, forces his way in, but Mo will shut him down. And Gambit, they've been able to get themselves a second. Crucially, they only lose out on 1 man. That was Fitch. That's now going to give a chance for that economy to build up a little bit. I mean, more just leave them in a safe spot, right? I mean, they're not now in a situation where we're going to have to see them eco in the next.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be more worried about keeping the economy of Cloud9 limited than they will about their own economy at the moment. They want to get to that breaking point to slingshot themselves back into the game to be able to close the gap. Too much aggression from Cloud9, maybe just a couple seconds off from being highly impactful. Tarek almost gets a double that round. And because he didn't, Stewie gets caught in an awkward fight. But you like the idea, you like the switch up. It puts Gambit on notice that Cloud9's not afraid to go for those kinds of plays. Early on, Gambit just probing up towards Fountain. They're going to fall back, though. Readjust towards the B-bomb site. And Duran left all alone here, and Skadoodle could be getting in a fight with him, and he's second, and he takes his time, and he nails the shot. And because Gambit has given up map control everywhere else, it's very awkward for them stuck behind this smoke. B is really the only last place they have to go.
Yeah, they have no information as to what's gone on elsewhere, so they are going to have to go for this. They throw in the smokes and flashes, but Tarek, unblinded, only able to get 1. Mo will be in with the return, and now the push comes in. Rush laying it on the pillar. How does he take 2 there? Hobbit does get the trade, but Automatic, as per usual, there to smite them down just when they think they've got some leeway into B. It will come crushing down around them, and while both teams' economies there were at the breaking point almost, Gambit were the ones with a little bit more money, so they can afford to reinvest here, but it's not a picture-perfect buy to be polite about it.
I hate to say it, this is the Gambit from day one, the one that looked a small bit lethargic, that didn't seem to be able to trade. You think yesterday Mo hits that follow-up trade onto Rush, so he doesn't get that double kill to at least give him a chance to recover in the round. This is looking scary. Cloud9 is winning all their fights, and this is faster pace. Doja and Fitch coming up the staircase. Nade out, not going to do a whole lot of damage. Skadoodle and Stewie this time choosing not to battle in the bathrooms. They fall much farther back. Skadoodle's still at an angle where he's susceptible, and he's going to give that up. And a great pick from Mo. That's what they needed. Stewie, I believe that's just jumping over the box. He gets picked off.
Yeah, that could be the advantage here that Gambit needed in this round. You can see they're trying to move a little bit faster up here towards A. You've got 4 players grouped up. Bomb will be waiting in the wings on the back of Hobbit as he looks now to regroup with the Dren. The rest of the guys are going to be throwing in this utility. Rotations have come in from B. Rush is the man to join Skadoodle. Skadoodle's been so good in these situations, anchoring down a site, and they need that now more than ever. The Molotov to force him out of the open. Perfect execution. Skadoodle's able to take 1 with him before he goes down, but a Dren double kill on the entry. Leaves this on Tarek and Automatic. 2 versus 4. Automatic going to fall to the might of the CZ, and now Tarek, this lone B rotator, he's denied the bomb plant. And that's bought him crucial time. Adren's only on 13 HP, but still putting up numbers.
And this is good for Gambit. Obviously, the round win is massive, but they've taken weapons away. This might be a round that Cloud9 has to sit out and just go for the pistol. So they've finally done it, Gambit. They've put Cloud9 into an awkward economy situation. Just that one pick on a Stewie. A great shot by Mo as he jumps over the box. It has massive implications for the rest of this half, and it's exactly it. It's going to be P250s for Tarek and Skittle, the CZ on Rush. That's all they have. One flashbang as well, and it looks like they want to find a timing up towards Fountain, but listening for the sound as they move up, waiting to call out for that flashbang, but there's no presence here. Adren is so far back, so they're not going to see anything. They're not going to hear anything. And this setup will go to waste.
And this is a good read from Gambit, knowing as well that Cloud9 are going to likely change the pace right heading into this round. They've just gone straight into B, haven't wasted any time with that decision, and now Adren lurking in connector. He's going to throw some real problems in as they start to push on down to try and retake B. They have been able to isolate him, though. With players wrapping around from either side, they could manage to grab themselves an AK here.
They would absolutely love that. It's going to be difficult to happen. He's pressured, and now surely he's going to go down. It's just a matter of time, and he can't get anything else. Hobbit is going to try and wrap around to stop this AK-47. He gets Tarek down. He's still fighting. He knows there's three. A great shot from him. These are just headshot angles. Hobbit's going to love this. He's still not falling. Giving up the fight for the moment, coming back with 8 bullets, finds one more, and he's going to certainly get to chase Rush down, or attempt to. Rush trying to bail out with that AK-47. An intense battle just for one small prize. That could have big implications. There's a kill, there's a second follow-up. That's huge. Rush is going to keep it.
Yeah, and as you say, the implications of that are fairly massive. Rush didn't actually have the money to invest in this round, so that's an extra rifle carried forward. That much more utility as well can now be gained. It's a good shot for Cloud9 to start to put Gambit onto the back burner once again.
Yeah, Skittle goes for the glass cannon as well. This is going to be cool to see what he's able to do with it. You imagine he'd want to get aggressive and at least go for some kind of a pick-off. They've been bitten by aggression a couple times in this game, but he's still going to move into it. Boost up to peer towards small sewers, but they're going to get forced back by the Molotov, and actually this is highly aggressive. Fitch and Doja again wasting no time coming up the staircase. Skittle and Stewie just have to bail out. Skittle has the angle. But because Fitch and Doja don't have any teammates coming from Fountain, there's no reason for them to take that fight.
Yeah, reluctantly. They are actually going to look to try and make their way out. You can see that's, as you pointed out, Adren starting to wrap round, could now come out from Fountain up towards Party and actually group up with his teammates here in Connector. Skadoodle still just holding the angle, keeping a very forward position. Does actually have support from Stewie. As Stewie rotates off, Skadoodle gonna think about doing the same.
There's going to be a timer on this for Skadoodle, though. Certainly he's got to know that someone can come from long into bathrooms and be able to wrap around him, so he's got to be very cautious. Can't keep that angle forever. Smoke deployed in front of him, holding an off angle again. Meanwhile, the bomb on Fitch going over towards the B site. It's Rush and Tarek who are here. Automatic is up in the balcony. Solid defensive setup. No, actually one Molotov on Stewie. There's a timely smoke. Hobbit's going to get in front of it, though. And the flash, oh, it's just in time. They're all blind, but so is Tarek. Rush goes down. Tarek trying to do what he can, but it's nothing. It's just automatic. He's dropped into water, but he's got to get a couple kills. There's one of the Doja. He's still alive. He can still fight. Going to the other side of the bomb site, he takes out one more, and he's still very comfortable inside water, but being wrapped upon, they miss the shots. How has Automatic lived this long? This is beautiful movement from him. If he could stop the plant, that would be the round. He's going to peek around, and he's going to get it. The bomb does fall, but it's 4 kills from Automatic. A heroic effort, and Adren is left on the flank. He's going to try and come in, but the first shot will give up his position, and it's not planted for him. There it is. They now know where he's at, trying to spam, but he's just got to give it up. It's all Automatic in this round for Cloud9.
How do you let that happen if you're Gambit? One man, single-handedly, Automatic, manages to pull that round back from the brink of defeat. It was a 1 versus 4 inside the site, and that there was expert positioning from him, just moving around, taking those one-on-one engagements, and then towards the end, you see him able to find the bomb planter and Mo. Mo just completely clueless, thinking, I think, that Automatic perhaps had fallen back and taken a more passive position.
Maybe just thought he didn't have the balls to go for it again, but this is incredible. I think it's this. I think it was Fitch who actually peeked down towards water and missed the initial shots, and Mo just thinks he's going to be coming up that ramp at some point. But it's great movement from Automatic, and that's what you know, I talk about when I mentioned Gambit not being the same one that we saw yesterday, because that's a kill that needs to have a lot more aggression on it. Certainly Automatic did a great job of finding 1v1s, but That kill gets traded out yesterday with the way Gambit was playing aggressively. They just come out so quickly that Adren mistimes his flank. He could have gotten into the action. It's just unfortunate for him that, you know, it's one guy takes on his entire team. That's very, very heartbreaking if you're Gambit. They got both entries. They got everything clean up until that point.
Yeah, now either team's economy on that tipping point when you look at it. And that means this round is huge, especially if you are Gambit. It's a shot to kind of bring the scoreline back that much closer. You'd imagine if they win this, there's a good chance of them being able to win things out when the force comes in for Cloud9. But
oh, what a response from Doja. Automatic had a couple clean shots on him, not able to do it, and again, the entries go the way of Gambit at this B bomb site. Stewie and Skadoodle just have to sit this out. That just happens too quickly. They're not even sure. It's going to be a 5th for Gambit. And it's going to be a scattered bye next round for Cloud9. You imagine they just go back towards the B bomb site in this last round. You have to expect they would just say, all right, we've had everything we've wanted when we go to this site, and sure, we've lost some rounds. Certainly the last one is heartbreaking for them to think about, but you know, if you're getting the entries every single time you go B, you might as well just continue to go there.
yeah, and actually that initial frag that we saw try to go down onto Doja ended up being a blessing in disguise, I think, for Gambit. It looked like he was going to lose that duel, but he's able to win things out, and that was ultimately the move that kickstarted all of this. They're able to take the AWP out the hands of Skadoodle as well. Stewie's life, well, he's been able to maintain it thus far, but time is ticking down for him. Desperate to try and hold on to something out of this, and looks like he's just going to get away with it. And that's fairly important because they had no money into this round. Now that they can at least take solace in the fact that they have got that one solitary rifle on Stewie.
Great entry by Fitch, catching Tarek, trying to transfer over, and oh, that's a beautiful follow-up as well. Big-time performance.
And I mean, that's what we needed to see from Fitch. He's been very quiet thus far, and when you think about yesterday, he was one of the players that was really kind of railing it home for Gambit.
Yes, and this is such a tough buy here for Cloud9. The AK-47 on Stewie, UMP on Rush, pistols on everyone else, so Stewie's going to be all alone in bathrooms. Got to be a big individual effort. There's a flashbang. If he could get that first kill, he might be able to grab one more after on a blind player, but it's again Fitch with the opening. Quickly going up towards long, and Gambit perhaps thinking what I just mentioned. Go towards A because Cloud9 expects the hit to come towards B. Now it's a CZ and a Deagle to hold things off, and that's just not going to work. The damage not coming out, and Gambit, they looked out of it for a lot of this half, but they recover right at the end. It's going to be a 6th for them.
Yeah, Gambit, there should be no way that they don't win this out. There you go. Doja's going to go ahead and push it. That will be a 9-6 half. As Gambit, they're able to get 2 more there towards the end to make things much more respectable.
Yes, that was good adjustments for them. Great entries by Fitch, who came alive at the end. Perhaps Gambit has woken up. It was a tough start to this game, this second quarterfinal of IEM Oakland. Both teams playing for a chance inside the Oracle Arena. We'll see who wins the first map when we return from the break.
Ja, kommt rein. Das ist es. Die Küche selbst gebaut. Kaffee?
Gerne.
Ja, setzt euch doch. Endlich genau mein Ding.
Wohne auch du bald, wie du willst. Mit unserem Wüstenrot Wohnsparen. Wüstenrot. Wünsche werden Wirklichkeit. Gewinne jetzt einen Einrichtungsgutschein im Wert von 1.500 € und viele weitere tolle Preise.
Feels good
In my heart, in my soul, and you're here right beside me. I will never want this day to end. No one can stop me when I taste the feeling.
Welcome back. Gambit recovered to get 6 rounds, and again, it's on the back of Hobbit. He seems to be obviously one of the players powering this team forward. It was the awakening of Fitch, who had a rough first half. 7 and 15. He died every single round. Less than 60 ADR, but some of those entries towards the end allowed them to claw into this game with 6 rounds on the T side. Cloud9 now. They're going to start on the offense here. Saw during the break the statistic, Gambit has a less than a 30% win rate on this map in 2017, so certainly if you're Cloud9, you're feeling like this is one they've got to bring home.
Yeah, I think for Gambit, the idea being that they saw Cloud9 not do too well on this map, and that was their main reason for picking it. A prime example of picking, your opponent's weakness as opposed to your strength.
Sometimes that only works when it's not your weakness as well, though. I mean, if it's a weak map for Gambit, we'll see. This could be dodgy. Obviously feeling comfortable on it. Good kill from Fitch. He peeks out for another. Can't get any more. There's 3 players from Gambit. And the tough part is Cloud9's going to expect that now because of that kill. They're definitely going to look this way, but they similarly cannot handle the sheer numbers. Fitch with 3 kills. We said he had a rough first half. He gets a 4th on the verge of an ace. And it's just Tarek. Fitch certainly going to go hunting for that, you'd expect, but it's Hobbit to clean it out. Clean round from Gambit, clean round from Fitch.
Yeah, maybe this is what we're missing now that Gambit are on this CT side. They've netted themselves the pistol. They denied any chance of a bomb plant. And this could be where we see them find that equalizer, take things to 9-9, and that's where things really get interesting here for Cloud9.
That's such a nice round from Fitch. That was great. Immediate headshots everywhere he turns. So yes, investment from C9 in this. Skidoo the only one not buying up. Deagle and armor on Stewie. He gets taken out immediately. Again, it's Fitch, who just seems like he wants to get in the action. He wants to forget about the first half and move into the second like it's a whole new game, and so far it's working. Tarek and Rush going to lead the way up. It's Adrenaline Bathrooms right against the wall. Not an ideal range for that weapon, so he gets taken out. It's equalized into a 4-on-4. There's going to be Hobbit, there's going to be Mo to deal with, and even Fitch is angling for a quick flank, but Cloud9 at least have control of long A.
Yeah, now what do they plan to do with this? They're going to see Rush wants to try pushing forward, but now they've lost Mo. That's an M4 down over in toilets. That was one of the only rifles brought up for Gambit. In fact, the only rifle brought up for Gambit.
The good news for them is because of the positioning of Hobbit and Fitch, they actually have pretty good information on if Cloud9 rotates back towards B. So Doja's going to have to play passive in A. It's going to be tough for them to get together and actually, the Gambit side of things, to actually work together in this round to a certain degree. And that's a huge kill. Automatic just doing work, turning the corner and dropping him. And there goes Doja. All of a sudden, decent positionings to have information just yielded one-on-one fights, and the Deagles have taken care of the rest.
And now it is just Hobbit left hiding in his Hobbit hole over here towards the B-bomb site. Bomb is going to go down up on A, and Hobbit, well, there is and should be no way for him back into this round. The lengthy rotate means you imagine he's just going to look to try and hold on to the MP9.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Automatic just completely deletes this round for Gambit, just destroys them. 3 kills. Or no, 2 kills, excuse me, but 1 long range on Mo, 1 turn to the corner on Fitch, and those are the kills that kind of open everything up for C9. So it'll be 10-7. Gambit win the pistol round, but cannot sustain and follow up on the next 2 rounds, putting them into another hole. Tough times for Gambit.
Yeah, and it just came down there to a series of one-on-one engagements that ultimately ended up going the way of Cloud9, right? And that's kind of the risk you run if that's how you're, like Fitch, for example, being so far in the back line. He gets a lot of information from being there, but it's risky because he's so isolated from the rest of the team. Yeah,
that was the tough part of their positions. Once this kill comes out on Mo, because he's kind of the most centralized defender with Hobbit in the stairwell. I mean, that's the one where you think Hobbit and Mo can actually work together if they get into a fight. Now, that doesn't work if he just dies immediately to a 1D. But after that, it's you need to kind of spread out to get the information to kind of know where they're going so you can actually group up. And that just punished him even further. More pressure towards short sewers, and Rush handles it so nice this time. Automatic with another kill onto Mo. And no follow-ups on either of those fights from Gambit, so a 3-on-5 for them.
Yeah, now they've taken that man advantage. They have slowed right down. Smoke goes in over there towards Monster just to keep them away that much longer. Now it's time for Fitch to actually come rotating in. Gambit going to go for a very B-heavy presence here in lieu of that man advantage. Cloud9 looking comfortable here. I mean, they've got 4 rifles in play, pardon.
They have everything they could possibly want in this round. They just get to sit back and wait for Gambit to make another mistake. There's just under a minute left in the round, so they can afford to be patient. The bomb is outside of B. Likely it's the final destination for it is the B bomb site this whole time. You just see Rush and Stewie kind of working their way up stairwells, see if they can catch anyone flanking. They're going to come right back and find all the fights they want. Fitch is in water here. It's all about timing for him.
He will just be ducked down. They're going to start to push out. Fitch, oh, it's not the spray you'd want with the CZ. He's able to get the first, but that's it for him. And now Hobbit charges down short. And we'll pay for that with his life. Adren's left 1 versus 4, scout in hand. And he does serious damage, 33 HP on the man. This is a Cloud9 round all day long, and it was ever since they found those opening 2 frags.
Yeah, and this is what Gambit's going to have to work on when it goes into the gun rounds, when they get the M4s and maybe Mo's AWP. That could be the perfect thing to turn this around if Mo can find some of those picks. Skadoodle covering the weapon of automatic, not letting Adren get out with an AK-47. So an 11th for C9, and Gambit's going to be back onto pistols. Not even upgrading, not investing a whole lot into this round. They simply cannot afford it, and because of that, we're going to start seeing some MAC-10s, or at least 1 MAC-10 come out on Stewie.
Now Gambit, they're heading into this round in the nude. It's just USPs across the board. As vanilla as it gets, and plan here. Going to try and take control over here towards middle.
Oh, Stewie's waiting for a pop flash. He's going to get some kills here. They turn the corner, no armor, he gets a couple. A pair of kills, a lot of bonus money. He does eventually, does not get taken down from behind. Doja missing some shots, and Stewie's able to spin, and now he's able to fall away. The MAC-10's done its work.
Yeah, you can't have been expecting too much from these USPs. Bomb plant going to go in the meantime, and it's just a money farm for Stewie as he picks up a 3rd. Tarek comes in to save him, and disallows Adren even getting so much as a slither a bit more HP off of Stewie to pick that frag up, and that's going to be 12th round now for Cloud9. The buy can come in, but there's not enough for the AWP here for Gambit, and that's, I think, going to throw some problems their way, especially seeing as Skadoodle has no issue getting his into this round.
I think Gambit might get a taste of their own money this round. It's very possible. We saw yesterday they were able to bring a lot of those MAC-10s to bear, even in the gun rounds following it up, and get some kills before head armor was affordable by the CT sides. 2 players are going to be susceptible to that. There's Fitch, flashbang. They're turned around. He only gets 1. He is traded, but good amount of information also gathered up. Sees 2 more bodies before he goes down. Hobbit and Doja slowly taking over control at Sandbags.
Now for Cloud9, question becomes, do they just commit in towards this B-bomb site? They've got 1 minute and 15 left, and Hobbit, that boost nets him the frag onto Tarek. So now actually the man advantage up for Gambit. They get a boatload of information from that position as well. And that was lovely. Now, Automatic's able to take 1 straight back, so we will see the 3-on-3. They're going to start to collapse in towards this B-bomb site, and it's Rush on the entry. Has support from Skadoodle. There's 3 players here. It's going to be even odds as they make their way in towards the site. There's no utility left for Gambit. Cloud9 starting this push in. Doja's able to open things up. Skadoodle straight back, and Hobbit playing things close in the pit. He's going to get punished for that. Doja's only got 13 HP, but it's a massive play from Doja. As a triple kill ensues, they line up for him. And he's going to carry Gambit forward onto their 8th round. A crucial one at that. Lots of damage done. There was the AWP port forward for Cloud9 there in that round. And as they buy up into this one, that money that they did have banked up has started to dwindle.
That was almost an accident from Doja. He just continued the fire, and it just happened to land on the 2nd guy. That's it's tough for Cloud9. They seem to have, he was at such low HP as well, but the big news for them is they got 4 kills. It was just Doja. So the money is not great. There's a P90 on Doja, and there's 2 Famas on board as well. Not a lot of nades. The one thing they have is Mo with this AWP. He needs to come alive for this team in this round. He needs to get a pick or 2 as they progress towards bomb sites because they simply don't have utility to fight off a full execute. They're outmatched in a lot of different ways, and Mo's perhaps the one that could equalize things. It's very passive from both squads. Cloud9 not progressing early on in this round, just looking for aggression. Same from Gambit. They're playing far, far back.
Yeah, and already, I mean, Gambit, they've expelled so much utility here, and Cloud9 actually looking good into this round in that sense. They've got a lot left to use in this eventual side take, and Gambit, with how passively they're holding, they've got nothing to delay this push when it does come in.
It's going to be towards the A side, so at least Mo will have a chance. Fitch is pushed up close. He's relying on that AWP for some information. Relying on Mo to make good information and good decisions on when to peek and which choke point to help him out in. Could be tough, though, if he gets pressured from long as well. And there it is. He spots a couple bodies, takes some shots. Fitch with 1 kill. He needs to get traded, and he is. Adren does find Stewie. Doja's going to have the flank up, and Mo's doing work. 1 kill for him onto Rush, and it seems like they've just held on to this site at the right moment. Bomb trying to get planted. It's not going to happen. Tarek needs to go for kills. He needs to take out as many players as possible, and 2 is going to be it. Mo gets a second in the round with the AWP. And Gambit continue to claw closer. 9-12 now.
Yeah, I mean, that was perfect for them. The timing gets left so low as Cloud9 begin that push in, and I think that was kind of their ultimate undoing, because when you look at it, right, they had more utility, they had the presence out through long. Mo missed those opening shots. It looked like it was going to be a decent round from them.
Yeah, I mean, they had everything. They had a lot of space to work with. That 1 kill from Fitch is obviously huge. I think Adren just got there just in the right moment. Mo again with the AWP. It's just against pistols this round. So not unexpected, but you love to see this if you're Gambit. If you're a Gambit player trying to make a comeback into this, you want your AWPer to start coming alive on the CT side, where it can be so costly to gain ground towards bathrooms. Rush in the stairwell. He's going to now come up. 3 players at the top of the stairs, Tarek, Skadoodle, and Rush. Automatic lurking over towards the B bomb site. And Gambit has just given up everything. They don't want to get picked off, so they're just playing far, far back. No one's getting taken out by a deagle this round.
I mean, they've felt the wrath of these pistols time and time again, so perhaps looking to try and learn from that. As Gambit, they have fallen back into these sites. Adren's going to be holding the angle with the AWP. Trying to counteract this toilets play. Cloud9. Now, slowly but surely, starting to push on up. They're going to go in, Adren. The collateral presents itself. He'll take that all day long. Fitch going to take one back in return, and now it's automatic. 1v5. Not meant to be. Fitch will round that off, and Gambit, they're going to be onto a 10th. Now starting to gain ground.
And the pause coming out for Cloud9 as well. They want to figure out exactly what they need to do. They've also spotted a double op setup. Adren got the collateral. They know Mo has one, so now they have to make a decision on how exactly they want to attack this. If they go slow-paced again, there's plenty of opportunities for the ops to sing true and get a lot of pickoffs and really whittle down those forces. I would imagine that Cloud9 is going to do something more assertive and more aggressive, more fast-paced this round. Hobbit may be misreading the situation. He's bought an MP9. Maybe he's just going to put himself in a scenario where that's the best weapon for the job.
Where would you put yourself if you had the MP9 and your Hobbit?
It'd be another situation where you get aggressive, where you can have movement. Maybe he's going to get pop flashed up towards Fountain, so he can just keep running and spraying with the MP9. Maybe get close out towards Long, wait for a timing. Short sewers wouldn't be bad. You know, the small choke points.
It looks like you're not too wrong as he does make his way over here towards B. He jump spotting over. It's actually Mo to take the aggression with the AWP. Will be forced back. Tries to use it like the shotgun. It might be.
He's actually pretty lucky to get away, all things considered, after that miss. All right, so here's the MP9 use. Oh, they mess it up, though. Not at quite the right angle, and I think the sound cue, they decide just to screw it in case someone heard that and is going to put themselves in position to punish it. Skadoodle far back, Stewie far back as well towards playground. Bomb over towards B. Scoodle does have that op looking in danger scares. Mo's finding information out towards Monster. He sees absolutely nothing. Cloud9 taking their time. They have no real knowledge on the other side of the map.
Yeah, they have been kept over here towards B. Doja's holding down short. The smoke going to start to dissipate soon, and as it does, you can see that bomb's been picked up onto the back of Stewie. They're all grouped up here. Doja's going to bounce out from short. Now Mo's at long. He's dropped the bomb. They get the information as to what exactly is going on. Automatic in the gang going to try and just brute force their way in here. Rushes up through short. They're actually turning this around. Hobbit's able to take one, but that will be it for him as he gets flushed out. It's a Dren from heaven. It does act like their guardian angel. Automatic. Fully flashed. Perfect timing there on the support for Hobbit, and that is going to be the rounding of the way of Gambit. They're starting to close this gap. Now only one round between them and Cloud9, and much to their happiness, you can see Cloud9 don't really have too much money to invest here.
Yeah, the double op was going really, really nicely. Mo with a couple big picks there, and I think they transition out of it now. They don't salvage the second one, so they drop the op over to Mo. He had 2 kills with it, 2 good picks, 1 in Monster, before the hit even began. So even when Cloud9's executing, they're executing with a man down. So that's the danger they're facing at the moment is this AWP. Tarek and Stewie trying to work their way. Hobbit jumping over for information over at the B bomb site. Again, slow and measured from C9 to open this round up. Probably remembering the last time they had these deagles to get kills. That's a cool nade.
Well, right now for Cloud9, they are making their way slowly but surely out here towards mid. Automatic, he's been tagged low. Wants to look to leave B. There are over 3 players lying in wait up here on the A bomb site. You can see that they've got a Dren rotated on up.
This is going to be painful for Cloud9 once this hit comes in. They only have 1 flashbang whatsoever, and Fitch, Mo, and Adren are all here, and they have all the knowledge that nothing is coming towards long.
Yeah, and in comes the push now. Adren actually going to have his face impaled. Tarek and Rush between them doing damage. Mo does step up, and he might have just saved them a little bit in that round there. Denies the bomb plant, buys the time for Hobbit to rotate up, and
forces a lot of rebuys. The economy of Gambit is pretty strong, though. I mean, everyone's sitting right around $7,000, so they've got plenty of money in the bank. Down this late, you never want to get reset, so all that damage is so important for C9. They get more out of that than I expected them to. Now we have a full buy out of the Cloud9 side. It's only Skadoodle who's lacking head armor. They have the nades they could want. They have the AWP out as well. Who from Cloud9 is going to be assertive? Find an opening pick. They haven't had one in some time. Stewie and Rush going to come up these stairs very quickly, and that's at least forced Mo and Fitch back from bathrooms very early on.
yeah, I think Gambit have been very used to seeing Cloud9 take these rounds incredibly slowly. A bit of a change of pace as they make mid their top priority. Rush going to be boosting Tarek on over. Triple boost, actually. It's Stewie. It's not a triple boost, it's just 2. But there is a man close, it's Fitch. Once again, kind of playing with fate here. Wasn't quite spotted by Stewie, so I don't know that he's lurking around in the close angle. Has support from Doja and Mo inside of this A-bomb site. Time still ticking down to Cloud9. They've taken control early on. And now, with 50 seconds left, they're lining up these smokes and flashes. Ready to try and make some headway in towards this site.
Fitch going for information. Skadoodle's waiting for it. Easy kill for him. Wanders into the crosshair. Fitch there was going to be used to keep space in front of Mo with that op. Now Doja has snuck into the position. They might not be expecting this, and Stewie's not. No response. Doja just living. Tarek's wrapping around, though, and that could spell his end. He gets blind, but here's the flank from Hobbit. Timely enough to save it, and Adren has snuck in as well. It's all down to Skadoodle. The AWP in hand, but Adren disappears into the smoke. He's got to recover the bomb. But Hobbit's wrapping around there too, and that ends it. Cloud9 get into position for the execute. It takes so much time that Gambit's able to read it coming, and they rotate into the perfect positions at the right moments and shut it all down.
I don't know about you, but do you think maybe seeing some more speed, some more aggression out from Cloud9 would be good now? Because it feels like a lot of these rounds come down, and a lot of it relies on that timing and them just having their hands forced.
The tough part is when, like that round, they got control of bathrooms quite nice, and they got it quite quick, but they didn't do anything for some time into the round. And because there was no presence at B, You can see like in the mid-round, Gambit is taking that chance to get a position over towards sandbags, get a position into short sewers, so they have a quick flank up the stairwell. They're gaining ground on the other side of the map, even if Cloud9 takes it towards A, and that's just allowing them to rotate so quickly before C9 expects it.
And this might be the round we see something a little bit faster come in, but that smoke, the flash has gone down. Dozier actually doesn't get much done, so now Hobbit's going to take up position here. And he's the real linchpin. He has to buy time. He's going to go ahead and find two. They haven't dealt with him yet. And a Dread Mo between them. They'll mop up Cloud9. Gambit, a stellar behold from them. And that's also gone and stuck Cloud9 into a deep, dark recession. Not much money here. They can go for a buy, but it's going to have very little utility to go behind it.
Yeah, who cares about the buy? It doesn't look like Cloud9 has the answer to get around this defense. It's been 7 straight for Gambit. And if you think back to Gambit winning the pistol and losing the second round, without that, Cloud9 would have virtually nothing into this half. Without those 3 rounds, the second, third, and fourth, they've been stumped by this defense once the guns have come out for Gambit. Once the op got into Mo's hands, all things considered, he's had a pretty quiet game, but the second half he's just having, you know, the important kills, just 1 or 2 here or there. That's kind of the dagger end of the round. Hobbit's 23 and 16. He's leading the server. On the Cloud9 side, it's actually pretty nice and spread out. All 5 players between 16 and 18 kills. But they haven't really had any production on the T side. They haven't had anyone who's opening things up for them. They haven't had anything to get things started out.
And they've bought down, it's about $2,000 here. It's going to be like the partial buys. They've got money now to invest in the next round. It's a decent bit of management going on there. They can get rifles, but here and now, they have to make things work with the pistols. They're going to be grouped up down towards short and long. No presence up towards A. That's something you kind of brought up a good bit, is how they always leave one avenue of the map open. This time Gambit aren't too keen to exploit that, though, up on the A-bomb site.
Well, they just jumped over and spotted, I believe they spotted someone in short, so I would imagine they'd be automatic. So Cloud9 doesn't actually have control of stairs. They have automatic just kind of being the linchpin over there if they want to rotate back towards B, but Doja and Hobbit look like they want to clear that out. Perhaps when that smoke fades. Bomb heading over towards the A bomb site. There's the aggression. Automatic's got to bail out. They do clear that, and they do find the kill. So now that Automatic's gone, Cloud9 have no options but to press the issue at A, and they've got to do it quick. Even though they know they don't have a whole lot to fight with, it's their only option if they want to win this round.
Times tick low once again. In comes the few smokes, the few pieces of utility that they do have, and Mo is able to open things up. Now Fitch back against the wall, going to go down into Skadoodle, but Mo, he has been steadfast out here on A. He's going to go down, and frags rain in, though, from the rotating players from B. And Gambit, they're going to arrive at map point here on Overpass. This CT side has been fantastic from them, and Cloud9, every round it feels like they're back to the drawing board, back trying to figure out how to punch a hole through this Gambit defense, and they just haven't been able to do it yet.
Tough part is they haven't had any clean entries, and it's a great testament to the initial defense, the anchors of all these bomb sites, for both bomb sites for Gambit, is that they've done just enough. You haven't seen them just crush a hit, you know, just the first 2 initial players at each site, but they're just getting 1 kill each, and they're holding them at bay. They're holding them far enough back that the other players can rotate and just, you know, clean up the round. And that's the big thing, is that Cloud9 hasn't had a bomb site taken assertively enough. It comes down to the entries, and if you're not winning those as the T side ever, then Gambit's able to find all the answers, whether it's a flank, whether it's someone getting into position, whether it's just flat out Mo with the AWP getting the 2 picks needed.
Well, this time they've got the AWP on Skadoodle. Nice bit of utility to actually work with, and that could make a bit of a difference for them. Mo tries his hand at aggression over in middle, and that's not something we've seen all too often from this Gambit side.
They've tried it a couple times. Cloud9's actually done a very good job of minimizing. I mean, that's one area which they've done a good job on the T side, is not allowing Mo to find, you know, a kill or 2. Here comes that boost again. Not allowing Mo to find a kill up towards Fountain or up towards Party. They've been able to flash and nade him back well enough. This boost yielded him a kill earlier on. This time it's not going to... Ooh, actually it does find something. Automatic at least spins around the short sewers. No, he was not. He's not happy about that. He's had a tough time over in those short sewers.
So now Cloud9, this is not the start they wanted. They've got a man down early on. The kind of silver lining you can at least look at is they've expelled a lot of utility out from Gambit. There's only 2 incendiaries and a flash left. So it's going to make holding on to these sites that much harder. Doja and Hobbit, the 2 players actually down on B, they've got nothing. So going to be purely reliant on the aim and movement to buy time for these rotations to come in. Time's ticking down. Rush has gone ahead and thrown out the fake smoke up towards A, and now start their execute in. Doja and Hobbit haven't been able to buy too much time. Doja's going to go down. Hobbit still resides here in the pit, though, and he's keeping them at bay. Tarek, he's not ready for that. Goes in and takes his head clean off. They lose out on a Dread, and now it's Mo and Fitch left. The bomb plant comes in just in the nick of time. Mo and Fitch, they're going to start to push into this. If Rush goes down a short, maybe we see them go for this, but no. It is just Mo left, 1v4. He's going to go ahead and save, knowing that they still have a few more rounds to play with. Cloud9, they've been able to do it. They've broken the curse. It was 8 rounds consecutively for Gambit. Finally comes to an end in, you know, what could have been the last round here for Cloud9, but they live to fight another day.
Yeah, they've got to win 2 more now, and it's Tarek who steps up with the 2 big kills on the entry. First onto Doja. Took some damage from him, but then turns the corner and gets 1 more to really open up that bomb site. It's going to be 13-15. It's a good call to save from Mo, because despite the fact that it was 8 rounds in a row, there's going to be a lot of money spent on rebuys for the Gambit side, and you don't want to get reset in the last round, on the 30th round. Cloud9 still with a chance. Timeout Gambit as they decide how they want to handle this. Some have been calling it the Tarek era. I believe it was Anders who really coined that term.
I mean, he's looking good right now. 21-20, top of the board for Cloud9. Skadoodle was having such a commanding performance early on as well, if you recall, but it feels like that's dropped off quite significantly here on the T side.
He was, what, 12-5, I think we saw at some point in the first half. Yeah, I mean, the T side, to be fair, they haven't had a whole lot of things to be proud about in this T side. Not a whole lot of success from anyone individually. I think the automatic in the second round with the Deagle and Tarek with the 2 entries in that previous round is probably the 2 biggest you're going to point to and see. Those are the big impact rounds that we've had for Cloud9 on the offense. But they've got to do it here. 13-15, playing for overtime.
Yeah, and this is all or nothing here for them. I mean, it's the map pick of Gambit, obviously, so fairly desperate to try and cinch this one over the line. Cloud9 doing everything they can to pull us through to overtime. They're stacked up outside of B. They found success here in the previous round, and they might look now to try and replicate that once again.
There's 3 players here from Gambit, though. Dren is sticking over towards B. Hobbit is here close up towards Sandbags. Doja over at Toxic Barrels. Stewie at the top of the stairs. Tarek now joining up with him to apply some pressure towards Bathroom, have some presence towards A that keeps him honest. Maybe it pulls a Dren back. The hit is going to go in towards the B bomb site. The question is, how many players can Stewie keep at A for the moment?
And that's sort of what we were missing in those earlier rounds. It hasn't been enough to peel a Dren off, though.
Well, again, look at this boost. This is, I mean, not only to get a kill that can catch someone off guard, but find the information and allow a Dren to rotate back in time. So Hobbits has a big role to play here. Big risk out towards Monster, though.
Yeah, the push about to come in. They've left it down to 30 seconds. Hobbit gets the information. Stewie's gone. He has no idea where that shot came in from. And now the rest of the team start this push into the site rush. He's able to claim one back. Hobbit still resides here, though. An automatic going to go aggressive, takes him down. The bomb plant comes in for Cloud9. And they are tearing Gambit limb from limb. Mo falls up in the heavens, and now it's Fitch. 1v4. He's going to be up on shore, slowly but surely pushing through this smoke, just going to be waiting in it now. Starts to dissipate. And Sindri forces him out into the open, going to be enough to dispatch of Rush. He's actually missed the mark a bit, so he can stick around here on shore. But automatic, quick in with the trade, and Cloud9, crucially, a 14th round here, and a reset comes in now for Gambit, and this is the worst time for that to have happened if you are a Gambit fan.
It absolutely is, and Cloud9 got to call a timeout just to make sure they're all going to be on the same page for this last round. It would be so disheartening if you get crushed here and just lose this match 16-14 after the adjustments they've made, after the success of the B bomb site they found in these previous 2 rounds. Going to be a rough buy for Gambit. Scout already on Mo. Hobbit with the shotgun. Andy trying to come up with some kind of winning game plan for this defense. Big change has been this time it was Rush. Even with that boost from Hobbit in the B bomb site, Hobbit and Doja, they immediately both fall into the water pit, so they actually give up a lot of space, a lot of ground, where normally we've seen that defense take its in at Sandbags, right at Monster with an AWP. This time, they're not able to have any of those positions.
Yeah, and when you look at the buy here for Gambit, it is dismal. Hobbit has himself Mag 7 with no armor behind it, so he has to take this close. Doesn't have the option to try and dance around with it either. Aim Punch going to play fully into this for him, and initially Cloud9 going to show some presence out here towards mid. Want to make sure Gambit haven't tried to go for anything unexpected. See Stewie as well, just holding passively and connected. The gravity of this round for Cloud9 is just monumental, and you can tell they're very frightened about pushing up and losing an early man to this force buy that's come in from Gambit.
Doja's the man, right? Doja's the one with the M4. He's the only one with a rifle that you would expect to be able to turn this for the defense. So he's over at Toxic Barrels. Hobbit getting spammed down. He's had some cheeky aggression in a lot of different ways, a couple different boosts, some aggression towards short sewers at times. This is basically a replay of the previous round. Stewie going to get flashed up towards stairs. He's going to just try and have some kind of a presence very, very quickly over towards bathrooms to keep them honest. Doja's burning alive. He's down to 15. He got Molotov and didn't get out in time. He almost has no HP. Adren has to cheat over towards the B bomb site now. 40 seconds left on the clock. And it all comes down to this hit from C9. They're going to have to come through smoke. That's exactly what Doja and Hobbit want.
Yeah, the one kind of saving grace is the Fitch has gone aggressive up to toilets, has netted them a decent bit of information, so now Mo's been allowed to start to rotate down towards B as well. Flashes rain in. Hobbit able to open things up. In with the double, the Mag 7 is prevailing. Hobbit, what are you doing? He's able to take himself a third. He might have done enough to pull this round back as Fitch is hot on their heels on the flank. Gonna try pushing through the smoke, but Rush shuts him down, and now it's Mo. 1 versus 2. 8 HP to his name, and a scout in hand. Rush, one up of the ace. They needed him to step up here, and he has. In spite of the attempted heroics from Hobbit, it's not enough. Rush is going to ace things out, and Cloud9, they've carried this through to overtime.
What a round, and you know Automatic just said something to him. Nice ace as you get for the 30th round to force overtime. Brilliant performance from Rush. But you have to say, you have to give props over to Gambit. That's great adjustment in their positioning to give themselves a chance, to give themselves a shot. Doja's is the only rifle, and he's got 15 HP. There's a timing on that smoke that they think Cloud9's going to have to execute through, which does happen. And Doja and Hobbit put themselves in great position to slow down that hit and have success, getting as many kills as humanly possible. It's not only the kills from Rush on those entries, it's also the mindfulness to peer towards Catwalk into the smoke, protect the player planting. That wins that round for C9. No more money issues for either team, though. So the AWP is going to be in the hands of Mo, and that was something that Cloud9 really didn't figure out how to counteract. It's 16K MR3 are the overtime rules here at IAM Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, if this doesn't get you pumped right for the first game here of our set, at least, I don't know what will. Mo going to be up on the AWP, holding mid, has Fitch. They're going to try to hand it a little bit of aggression here, but that's starting to be a bit more tame. Mo holding an angle. We haven't actually seen him opt to play just yet on the CT side, I don't think. So this could be enough to catch them off guard. Saying that, they've already lost Hobbit down here towards B. So the man advantage taken for Cloud9 early on. And Gambit, they have struggled coming back from this man deficit on the CT side.
Oh, that's a spam right through the smoke, so Automatic gets lucky at a really, really nice time. And you have to wonder, how does Gambit find the information? This is almost where you'd like Mo to get back to an aggressive stance, so he can have the AWP in a position to find a pick and fall away. You want him to find an equalizer. That's your best opportunity. And actually, look at Gambit. They've readjusted on the minimap. Adren's over towards A. Mo and Fitch are both going to get aggressive together over towards bathrooms, and they want to continue to move forward, have some kind of a setup. Still no movement from Cloud9. This has been a very measured half, and Fitch is actually going to find his way into danger stairs. The timing on this is going to be so rough, but he's got a nade in his hand. Not expecting that whatsoever. That opens up the avenue for Cloud9 to go back towards A. How long do Doja and Adren stick around at B?
Yeah, Cloud9, they've been given a golden opportunity here. Their golden ticket into overtime has been presented. They're going to go ahead and throw all the utility in the world out here towards the A-bomb site. They only send Tarek through. And the bomb, the rest of the gang, they are well and truly overwhelming that B-bomb site. Doja's doing all he can, but it's not enough. And Cloud9, they're going to win out this first round in overtime.
That's so sick. Cloud9 just abuses the man advantage they have. They pull Gambit every which way in that round. They get the kill in the stairwell, they go up, they throw and execute over towards the A-bomb site. Only Tarek moves forward. Everyone else falls back towards B, and Tarek makes gets the attention of Mo, takes that fight, makes him feel like it's going to be an A hit, and it's only one defender at B that's swarmed over. That's quite nice from Cloud9. 16-15. If you go back to regulation, I believe it's been 4 straight for C9.
Yeah, they've started to figure things out here. The cogs are turning for their T side. And Gambit feels like they're stuck in a bit of a rut, especially they're losing Hobbit, of all people, so early on through a smoke spam. Really kind of did leave a big question mark over that round as to how they were going to try and adjust to it. And then Fitch, of course, getting caught off guard down in connector with a nade out. Can't help but feel like should have maybe expected there could have been players down in connector, given that they'd already lost a man down at short. But yeah, I guess they were desperate to try and find some way back into that round.
Yeah, that is kind of confusing. Why he just didn't think there would be a chance that anyone's there. Nade in his hand and everything. So that's tough. Maybe he thought the XQ was coming in. Maybe it was a call from a teammate. Look how aggressive Mo wants to get. Oh, he's so lucky that Tarek is blind, but he stops right on the edge. What a scary moment. I cannot believe Mo actually had the balls to be that aggressive. He does get away without being punished, but he is the only one on this at this A bomb site, or at least in the bathrooms. No one has rotated back to help him out quite yet.
I think there's good reason for that. Cloud9, they've just been abusing this B bomb site time and time again. And it seems like Gambit, they're finally going to hedge their bets and just go ahead and send 4 players here. Dren's taken a decent bit of ground over here towards short, but he's got no one in a good position to trade, so they have to be careful, as this could just present a foot in the door, really, for Cloud9 if he gets caught out.
Oh, Gambit has the good read with 4 players here. Big position for a Dren. Is Tarek going to be ready for this? It's an off angle. There's the flashbang, and Dren's completely blind. He can do absolutely nothing. That 4-man defense is down to 3. Here come the nades. Mo hasn't yet moved from A. He's got to be honest there for at least the moment. Doja at Toxic again. He's blinded up. Stewie trying to make his way in, but all the counter nades are slowing it down, and they funnel in. It's a massacre for Gambit, but the trades are coming back in now into a 1-on-2. Skadoodle with the op can at least get the bomb planted here. He's protected by the smoke from above. He takes the risk down below. That AWP needs to do damage, and he misses that shot. They know where he is now. He has to find that kill, but he can't get it. It's Mo spamming the USP, and Gambit hold on.
Both of them just panicking there. You can see Skadoodle desperately trying to connect that shot. I mean, Mo had his fair share of misses. He was able to pull it together towards the end, but there was definitely opportunity for Skadoodle to make his way back into that round. All in all, great recovery, I think, from Hobbit and Doja with inside the site. They really helped nail that one home. They went a man down early on from the aggression out from Adrem, but luckily enough, Hobbit and Doja are able to get that situation back under wraps, and now it's 16-16, all even. And of course, 1 round in overtime is essentially worth 5 in regulation, so the waiting here is massive. And Skadoodle got the AWP back in play here for Cloud9. They're going to look to take long control. And this is a very different style from Cloud9 in comparison to where they found success already. Stewie's fallen in party, and that's nothing to celebrate about.
It's very different for Gambit as well, but the speed is going to be so different. They're going to be into this site. They know there was an opera in the staircase. That's a big kill for Rush. The entry onto a Dren. Now they can get the bomb planted. They can actually push up towards these choke points. It's only Hobbit here now, so he's got to wait. And more of that Molotov goes down. If the timing is there, it can actually prevent the rotations even further. And yeah, look at Doja. He's got to go around the other direction. Cloud9 still a bit spread out, but all 4 members of Gambit going to be fighting through narrow choke points. Hobbit somehow wins that fight. He's down low. Rush in the bomb site just holding on. Here they come through the smoke. Rush has been spotted. They're spamming through him. He's not taking any damage. Nade usage, and the jumping shot from Fitch opens things up. Skadoodle and Automatic have it all to do, and Skadoodle misses another shot. They're sticking to defuse, and it's not planted for Cloud9, and he's going to get it inside the smoke. 2 rounds in overtime for Gambit. Automatic nearly turned the corner, but a powerful retake.
I think that just really shows how stuck in their way that both of these teams kind of became towards the end, because you kind of saw when that bomb went down up on A, Gambit almost weren't even taking it serious. Like, they were still rotating players down connector, expecting that B play was going to come in. No one was in position to actually start that retake, and it was delayed for so long thanks to good utility usage from Cloud9.
There's 2 big kills that Cloud9, you almost feel they should have happened. First, it's Tarek onto Hobbit towards Bank. He seemed to have had the advantage in that fight. And then Fitch, obviously, jumping through the smoke, killing Rush in midair. And that turns the tides, because Automatic was far, far back watching the flank. He was all the way, above the stairwell, so he had to hustle. And that's part of the reason why there's so much time for that defuse to come through.
This time, though. Going to be the double up setup for Cloud9. So Stewie going to be picking that up along with Skadoodle. Curious to see how that affects this CT side. If you recall, Gambit definitely didn't find all that much success in their T side. It took them a while to find their footing, but this time, no such story. Stewie, he's presented himself early on and paid the price for it. Man advantage taken by Gambit. It looks like they might just start to commit to this A play. They've already pushed down past the smoke. Skadoodle gets caught unaware. Adren finds two, and that's the A-bomb site. Opened up. Bomb plant going to come on in. Tarek and Rush left to retake 2 versus 5.
Skadoodle's had a really tough couple rounds with the AWPs. Missed just a few critical shots down the stretch of this game, which is crushing in overtime, and there's no real chance. I mean, yeah, you have 16K. You can tell yourself you might as well go for it. There's Tarek trying to do what he can, can't connect any shots. All the meanwhile, that bomb timer is just decreasing. Molotov in his face now, and so are the bullets from Fitch, and even Rush taken out. 2 map points for Gambit as they're up 18-16.
Yeah, and I think it was round 8. He was 12 and 5. Now you look at it, 24 to 22. I mean, he doubled his kills, but it's taken him a significant amount of time, right, to get to this point. It feels like that same impact he was having early on. If he could get back to that, Cloud9 could very well just kind of grab this by the horns once again and find themselves in the driving seat.
On the other side of things, you want to go over towards Gambit. Rookie of the Year in terms of all of esports, Hobbit, who just won that award. He's 35 and 21. His next closest teammate is 13 kills below, so another dominant performance from him in this tournament as he's leading Gambit into a map 1 victory here in the quarterfinals. This time it's slower from Gambit. Last round was so fast-paced.
We have got a boost employed down here. Automatic going to be peeking on over at this B-bomb site. Won't have any information just yet, but
they've done that a number of times, especially sometimes with Skadoodle up top just to get that pick. But this time, Gambit's not giving any indication they're coming towards B. They just want to take the fight. It's a contact play, and Fitch has already spotted out Rush. They're turned around for a flashbang. It comes in late. Here comes the entry. The nade usage from Cloud9 is pristine. Gambit is slowed down so much.
Yeah, they're going to come pouring on through. Those nades have done damage, though, and that might be just enough for Gambit to get this one across the line. They've taken the man advantage, and now it falls to these 3 defenders to try and put up a valiant effort, and that's exactly what they're doing. Automatic and Stewie, they've started to shut this down. Gambit almost grinding to a bit of a halt here, but then very quickly it's a flurry of death. Adren and Hobbit between them. They've shut down everyone inside of B, and Skadoodle finds himself 1 versus 3. Gonna miss that shot. That could have been the difference maker. And Fitch, he's the one to cement that victory for Gambit. 19-16, rather.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. Map 1 going to go their way.
Goes the way of Gambit, which didn't seem like that was going to be possible at some point during the first half, but a brilliant defense from the Gambit side of things. Cloud9 took them a long time to figure out how to adjust, but you have to say it's so difficult to overcome Hobbit in that kind of a performance. Regardless, we're going to go here from the desk at the GoDaddy recap.
Thank you so much, boys. Yes, we're going to be breaking this one down here at the Xfinity Analyst desk. And the first thing my analyst said to me, both Jordan, Nothing Gilbert, and Chad Sponge Birchall, was we've got a lot to talk about, so I'm not going to mince words. I'm going to let you guys jump straight into this one. Gambit take it, but Cloud9, I mean, we had low expectations for Overpass.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't note, though, is when they started the matches, when they got crushed by NIP, they didn't really get a chance to show their CT side.
It's true.
And I think I actually saw them getting double digits when I saw them start that half, and a couple kind of mishaps turned it into a 9-6. I think they could have definitely got more rounds there, and I think they're going to be kind of beating themselves up a little bit about that going into T-side, because then their T-side still looked a little indecisive to me the first half. And then OT, they made a couple quick plays to get that first round. I was like, okay, they're bringing something new to OT.
Fell apart
there.
Both teams played like a heads-up branded Counter-Strike on the T side, and what I mean by that, if you just watch their approach, for me, Overpass anyway, is about getting map territory. You get toilet control, you get a bit of long control, you get sewers/water control, and from there, then you do an execute.
So like
Astralis.
Yeah, you've wasted out the CT's utility, you've been able to like stop the aggression, and then you've been able to throw in an execute. It just seemed like these teams were both just dry running in a sense, right? They were just playing very heads up, straight to the point, doing executes or doing contact plays very early in rounds, you know, within the first, I guess, 30 30-ish seconds, and that's quite quick on a map like this. For Cloud9, it was working. They were getting those B executes in time and time again. They're actually having a lot of success there on their T side. And then the same kind of thing I noticed with Gambit. I was standing behind watching, and they were getting very frustrated getting picked off by Skadoodle early. So the approach was, let's just go as a team, let's just go as a unit and trade out onto bomb sites. And that started working for them in the later stages of the first half.
Absolutely. I mean, it all kicked off with that force buy. We got to see just a kind of little glimmer of good things to come. And in the end, you know, it's deflating for Cloud9 when you see just how good they looked on a map that our expectations were so low. Rush, in particular, you saw him with that ace towards the end just to keep Cloud9 into the OT.
Yeah, like this round right here, obviously it's very disappointing not to win the game after winning a force buy like this, and you get a bit of momentum going your way on that T side, and you're really in the driver's seat, right? Yeah, because you've delayed their economy a little bit longer, and you're going to find yourself in a good position. The issue becomes, like, I was talking to Jordan about it while we were just watching the end of that game, is we've played Gambit lots of times in the past, and this team just has some uncanny ability to sit back in bomb sites on gun rounds and just mow you down. Like, it's so weird. They never really play for information or aggression.
Super comfortable staying home.
Yeah, and you can get executed on, and you can have the perfect strat, you can have all the perfect Molotovs and flashes, and they're still going to pick up those multi-kills, and they're going to make it so many after-plant scenarios. This round here, you see what happens. They were aggressive. Adren got caught off in an aggressive position in toilets. The next frag went down in a relatively aggressive position. It wasn't the Gambit of sitting back and just, you know, locking down in those sites.
So what were the flaws then, Jordan? I mean, if you were given the opportunity to go be a part of that team huddle and they go like, dude, I don't understand.
For C9?
Yeah, if you're for C9, I mean, if they're looking for where that win was taken from them.
You know, on their CT side, I think just they got kind of unlucky on one of their pushes. I think they should read between the lines a little bit and, you know, keep up that aggression towards Fountain, kind of do what Nip did to them. I think on their T side, they kind of have maybe a slightly outdated T side, although I did see in overtime those quick bathroom smokes and they took short fast. I like that. But they kind of do the thing everyone does, like Chad was saying, it's map control. You smoke bathroom, you clear long, and then your B guy maybe lurks into water. When I left the team, they didn't really love overpass, and I feel like they still don't.
Right.
I think they have a lot of confidence on CT side, but on T side, I would just like to see them. You know, it seems like two gears: default and hope get picks, or they just go B, and that seems to be the kind of polarizing aspect of their playbook on T side. So maybe just a little bit more gimmicks, maybe some double fakes in there to keep people guessing a bit more with that water control.
So the longer the game goes on, the more of a disadvantage Cloud9 have. Are you saying kind of the playbook is a bit shallow?
Yeah.
Okay. Chad, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, there was no, you're all right. They actually did put in a couple of those double fakes, and we saw Fitch getting caught with that nade out, right? Because that's how many B executes they were throwing in at the end of regulation. But you know, I said Gambit didn't play for information. They don't play for information on their CT side with like aggressive plays, but they do like some unique things. We've got like a replay of Hobbit doing the boost towards Sandbag to get information towards backyard. And sure, like there are a lot of ways that this can not pay off. You can have two guys just get mowed down, you know, one flash and they're screwed, right? But to get a little bit of information when you know a team's doing that default setup, they like to play one play there in the backyard, Zipnik style. Taco does it as well. They just sit back there monitoring B, and then you have the rest of your team, one in connector and three over towards A.
Yeah, two different unique boosts as well. I mean, you can see they also had some eyes over towards that underpass and found the frag onto Stewie. It's a real sour way to go. It puts a little Listerine face on you when you
you hate the Listerine face, don't you? Yeah.
It's brutal. I mean, now they're going to be going into a more comfortable playground, right? Let's just kind of get everything swept under the rug for overpass. What else? Is there anything else that needs to be said surrounding Cloud9's fall and Gambit eventually picking up a win on their map pick? They had to sweat for it. They had to work for it, Jordan. There's credit for Cloud9 entirely.
Yeah, I think it's good that Cloud9 came in confident. I think they just, you know, to stop talking about overpass. Cobble's next. Like you said, keep in mind what Chad said about overpass kind of applies to all their maps. They're a pretty stay-at-home team. You're probably not going to catch them over-rotating too much on Cobble, a lot of 2-3s. So I think Cloud9 could probably get away with the old French style and hitting B a lot this game. I think if they just really kind of lay their will down, they're going to have a good chance here on Cobble.
Dude, I can't wait to talk all about it. We'll be investigating Cobble. It's our second map of our second quarterfinal here for our third day of IEM Oakland. Who will meet FaZe Clan in the semi-final? We'll find out on Cobblestone after this.
the history comes full circle yet again. Now, the persistence, the dreams, the sweat, the struggle, the tradition. Some things cannot be named, some places cannot be described. You can feel it, you know you can be a part of the extraordinary.
All eyes are on you, so give them greatness with Intel Extreme Masters certified PCs and notebooks and game like the pros. When you see the unique IEM certified stickers on the outside, you'll find high-grade components with Intel Core i5 and i7 processors inside. Every purchase includes in-game content and supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Game like a pro, because the world is watching.
Before raising the trophy, these players have passed a long and complicated journey. Doing this without trustworthy teammates will be an almost unbearable challenge for every young player. Introducing Dream Team. Dream Team is an all-in-one solution for people who want to build, grow, manage, and monetize their teams. Find the teammates you've been dreaming of for a long time. Build, develop, and manage your team like a professional esports club and lead it to the first trophy. Visit dreamteam.gg and make your gaming dreams come true.
We spend 1/10 of our lives socializing with family and friends. We spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping. We spend almost half of our lives sitting down. So if sitting down is so important to us, shouldn't we make sure to sit with the most comfort? Then there is only one clear choice.
Dankeschön. Ja, kommt rein. Das ist es. Die Küche selbst gebaut. Kaffee?
Gerne.
Ja, setzt euch doch. Endlich genau mein Ding.
Wohne auch du bald, wie du willst. Mit unserem Wüstenrot Wohnsparen. Wüstenrot. Wünsche werden Wirklichkeit. Gewinne jetzt einen Einrichtungsgutschein im Wert von 1.500 € und viele weitere tolle Preise.
It's time to find out how the second map is gonna go down. Cloud9 put up a fight versus Gambit, but not enough to overcome Overpass. Now they're going to be going into Cobblestone, where the North Americans do feel more at home. Will they get to that home crowd in the Oracle? That's the question that will be answered in this next one. And these guys are hopefully, to my left, going to be helping you guys understand how this is going down.
We are your oracles.
You are the oracles for the Oracle.
Yeah.
And will Cloud9 get there? Jordan, jumping in with you just to set the scene. Cobblestone, they're comfortable,
Yeah.
right?
So the first thing we've established after watching the first map is that we know the Gambit guys like to play stay-at-home defense. So when we say that, we mean they're kind of just not too worried about reading the other team with intuition. They're set in facts. They like to stay in their home setup, 3B, 2A, the kind of traditional thing. And one thing that we talked about is if you're going to play a style like that, C9 has to do a good job managing the economy there. Right. I think if C9 doesn't let them get that double op and they still try to play 3-2, C9 can literally just hit B every round after waiting out the plat smokes. And so my mindset for C9 is don't let them get those ops and don't die early to nothing because they're not doing anything special. They're going to sit in the bomb sites end of the round anyways. Don't worry about the early round. Let it get late. Use those numbers.
So don't go rushing.
Yeah, let them waste utility. They're going to be sitting 3B at most of the round anyways. Take A hall control with one guy late. They're still going to have 2A. That's fine.
Okay.
Late B exact.
Interesting. What are your expectations, Chad? It sounds like it's going to have to be quick.
I think C9 have one of the most dangerous drop duos, like in taking it on the T side of Stewie and Automatic. They do that fantastically well. If they can get that, I think the key to some A splits and forcing Gambit to actually have to rotate and be on their feet where they're uncomfortable could be definitely something which could be successful for Cloud9.
So destabilize the Gambit, very comfortable defense, get under their skin and get, believe it or not, an early start, a strong start. We'll see how it does go, and if we get to see our the third one on the cards is Mirage. Stewie said we wouldn't see it, but in that case, it's not going to be looking good for you Cloud9 fans. Either way, let's jump in. It's Cobblestone, our second map of our second quarterfinal.
It is the second map, and we did have nothing tell us that Stewie said it was going to be a 2-0 for Cloud9. That dream is dead very quickly. Gambit took map 1 on Overpass in an overtime affair. Must-win scenario for Cloud9 if they want to play in front of the home crowd in the Oracle Arena.
Yeah, I actually think what we heard was said was it wouldn't go to map 3. So actually that could still happen. Maybe that's not necessarily what Cloud9 want.
Definitely not what they were expecting when he said that, isn't it? Regardless, though, this is going to be a map where they have a chance. One thing they have to prevent themselves from doing is not only was the op, I mean, they touched on the desk, not only was the op very, very strong in stopping their offense on Overpass, but they have to make sure they're not getting flanked out and they're not getting read by Gambit throughout this map as well. That was something that bit them pretty hard on Overpass. Pretty quick play down mid for Russian. Stewie's going to force Mo back immediately.
Yeah, he got the information, though, that there were players there. They're going to try and capitalize on this as they make their way out towards long. Actually boosted Stewie up. He's just going to look to try and sit there, playing that off angle, right? So if anyone comes around, they really shouldn't read that that's where he's going to be.
It's also made Doja more honest of the split towards the A bomb site through drops. Skadoodle and Automatic with the bomb are here. Hobbit's got a lot of information from range, but at the moment, that's kind of the idea that Doja's worried about. The rest of Cloud9, they're now going to meet up with Tarek, Stewie, and Rush for a hit towards A. There's 2 smokes, there's 2 flashbangs and an HE grenade. Fitch is transferring into the bomb site as well. Mo's got to be, it's going to be interesting to see how Mo plays this, because he could get blocked out by smoke if he decides to fall back into the double doors.
Yeah,
Here we go. He's going to be forced back there by the smoke, but he doesn't even live to get to the other side of it. Rush is able to open up, and now Cloud9 roaring into action. Stewie, they're going to drop out another. This rotation from Hobbit going to take its time to come through from Gambit. The rest of the guys have to try and pull some numbers back in the meantime. Doja's already expended both of those flashbangs he had early on. Adren is able to open up, so they found a foot in the door. Now they're going to look to try and exploit this, continuing to push on in. Skadoodle takes damage, goes blow for blow. Stewie's been boosted up, catches Doja off guard. Hobbit, in the meantime, is putting up numbers, starts to come on in. It's a 2 versus 3. Stewie's going to emerge from the back, and he's so deadly. Adren, 6 HP versus the world, and Tarek will manage to snuff him out. Cloud9, they pick up the pistol. They get the good start here on the T side of Cobble.
Yeah, very nice job from Cloud9 on the pistol. The flashbang just forces Mo back into cover very, very briefly. Smoke's not even plumed by the time he goes for a repeat, but he's already taken out very quickly. No chance for him and Fitch to get any kind of synergy going at that A bomb site. So an overwhelming pistol, despite some kills coming out. Now it's the Deagles. Doja, Adren, and Fitch bring those forward. Adren's alone at the B bomb site. This is a stack towards A, mostly in halls, so Stewie and Rush have to be careful. Fitch making his presence known. Adren brought down low by the scout, but that should temper his aggression and his peeking and his ability to gather information for his team, but Hobbit's going to have to rotate back to help that out.
Yeah, there's 3 players grouped up here for Gambit over at Long, and there is actually a growing force of Cloud9 players amassing over in mid. Stewie, going to be the point man, has support from Tarek, starts to push on up, and spots ahead of one of these players over at Long. He's going to send Fitch back, doesn't expect the boost, and now Doja's there to assist. He has an AK, going to go rounding into the waiting gun of Tarek, and this is where things could get complicated. You can see Tarek finds himself stuck between a rock and a hard place. Hobbit's coming around from behind, and now he's fully flashed. This should be the demise. Ooh, but apparently not. He's going to overstay his welcome. In the meantime, the rest of Cloud9 have taken control of this B bomb site, and Gambit, I think what they thought was a bit of a gift has turned out to be anything but. Tarek now exists in the back line. They're going to lose Adren in B.
That's very sketchy for Cloud9, though, going right into that stack. That's exactly what Gambit wanted, was to lure them into that. And to top it all off, the first person leading the way is Stewie with an AK-47. Wasn't that MAC-10? That's a great response from Hobbit, and now he'll be able to get a rifle. There's the AK. They need to hunt this down. Automatic is already over here. Hobbit on only 1 HP shouldn't be able to keep this alive, but he could cause more damage if he gets just 1 more kill. That'd be huge. Rush gonna transfer over to the site, trying to find him out. Not ready for that at all, and there's the kill from Hobbit. Anything else after this is just a gift. Skadoodle with the scout. He does find the kill. He's just gonna be able to swap over to the AK-47, but it was costly for C9.
Yeah, I mean, they had to invest so much into getting that 1 AK up of Hobbit, and only being 1 HP, still being able to find a frag in that scenario is just worth so much to Gambit. Now, they're going to be in with a shot to actually remake some of that money back with these MAC-10s on Stewie and Automatic. Gambit are going to be stacking all 5 players inside this B-bomb site, which, as we can see, Automatic is going to be over there with his SMG. Take control of drop. Stewie, in the meantime, clearing out Long here. Tarek going to go down to the USP. That's a AK picked up over on platform. Mo's going to take that all day long. Skadoodle will be in with the trade, but he's not looking too healthy, and Mo's able to find him. Now Automatic. This MAC-10 becomes fairly pivotal for them here. He's able to get himself 1. Looks to duck out of there. They have to boost up to go get the bomb as Gambit are progressing up towards it, and this could go very wrong for Cloud9 here.
And Doja's got an AK-47 now, and he's the one closest to the bomb. That should pretty much seal it, and also Rush knows where Doja is now. And there it is. But both of these rounds not looking clean for C9. They've got to clean that up. Very, very dicey. Those USPs going to work on Tarek, and then even some follow-up kills as well. The AK-47's at range for C9. That's where they should have had a huge advantage, but no one's certainly felt comfortable taking those fights and getting the kills easily. Either way, 3-0 for C9. They've got a little bit of money built up behind this. UMP on Doja, 4 M4s on the Gambit side of things. They are lacking utility, obviously, and some kits. This time, Cloud9 starts this out with 4 players leaning towards the A side of the map. Stewie rushed Tarek and Scoodle automatic over towards B just to watch for any aggression on platform, any aggression in the boost.
There isn't too much in the way of utility left for Gambit. That's the one issue for them here, especially now as Rush and Stewie start to progress through Matrix Pitches to get the hell out of there. He hears the players coming his way and he just manages to escape the rattle of that MAC-10.
It's alright though, because they took that silently, they almost catch Fitch off guard, and look at the utility. There's over a minute left. There's only one smoke on Hobbit, one flashbang on Doja, so there's going to be a lot of duels here for this Cloud9 team if they want to find him. They have a huge advantage with all the Molotovs and nades that they have. Rush can just wait. Mo, Fitch, and Adren at this A bomb site lining up for the execution. Here's the peek from Mo with the M4. He gets traded. That's good timing on the peek, and Fitch can do nothing to follow it up. Big advantage for C9 as they press the issue. Molotovs behind these smokes. Adren is trying to find a clever position. Stewie, he comes over the top, doesn't see anything, but the kill is missed from Adren. He does eventually find one. Stewie's able to clean him out. Now he's going to come back into it. Skidoodle's already taken out Hobbit, and Doja on the flank is left with no teammates, and he's left with no life as well. 4 rounds for C9.
Yeah, and even if things had gone down differently inside the site, you had automatic flanking round from behind. And on top of that, it wasn't really discovered that was what was going down inside that B bomb site. So that's something else that Cloud9 can now look to break out in the future. And Gambit will be none the wiser. They're going to have to go for a bit of a partial buy. The players that can afford have invested what they can. Fitch has himself a Deegan armor. Doja with the smoke and flash. He's going to take that early on over here towards B. Sticks the sultry smoke up in drop down. Just to try and delay this presence from Cloud9 that much longer.
That's a missed Molotov to start things out. Stewie gets a kill onto Adreno. That's towards the A bomb site. Now he's down in mid. That was even a spam, so Stewie will be happy with that one. Tarek spots Hobbit jumping back over. Some information gained by Gambit, but nothing they didn't already know. As Tarek's going to start moving his way forward. So is Stewie towards A. One more spot. Tarek now is going to pounce. This is his opportunity. Hobbit, he's looking to get an angle. There's a nice flashbang. Hobbit jumps up. There's a good kill. He is traded off immediately. And danger averted, although some kills do come out. No chance of recovering a weapon. No chance of building upon it for Gambit. So Cloud9 sitting in a powerful position, but the losing bonus is at its max for Gambit.
And this is almost looking like the early days version of Overpass. And once again, a return from Gambit that we saw on day 1. You know, we kind of questioned whether or not we'd see day 1 Gambit or day 2, and if anything, we've seen both.
Yeah, I was gonna say we certainly saw both of them in map 1. They really got it together toward the end of towards the second half, and then into overtime as well. So that was much nicer to see. Mo with the AWP is going to be at the B bomb site. He's actually going to get up onto the stairwell, try and get some peek around this box. He's smoked off at the moment. It looks like Cloud9 just wants to bust right through this. Molotov forcing him. He's very uncomfortable. There's a leg shot, but it's a great kill for Tarek. They've got to find Hobbit. He has a chance here to turn this around. And I don't think they're going to check for this. They're all blind at the moment. They're all grouped up. There's the kill. It took a little bit. He swings out wide. They line up. He only gets 2, but the HP is so low.
Yeah, now it's a shooting gallery for Doja inside of the site, but he's going to fall prey to Skadoodle. The 2 players, 14 and 15 HP, they're the ones left. And Adren pushed it up here. That incendiary going to flush out Tarek into the waiting guns. Automatic now left in a 1 versus 2. Easy frag for Fitch. And Gambit, they managed to get themselves their first round.
You can see the pat on the shoulder to Hobbit there. He might not have gotten as many kills as he could have in that situation, but 2 kills and all the damage done. Cloud9 just didn't have the HP to take these fights afterwards. That follow-up dink brings players so low. We're going to get a tactical pause out of Cloud9. They want the response. They want to reset this economy early and catapult themselves into a big lead. It happened on Overpass and Gambit. We're still able to come back and survive. But Cloud9 want to apply a lot of pressure here. AWP is going to be in Skadoodle's hands, and unfortunately Gambit wasn't able to salvage Mo's. They weren't able to get that back, so they're going to be without that weapon on the defense.
And we quite often see, you know, after these tactical pauses are taken, one of the teams will be trying to change the pace up, right? Catch them unaware, change that default they've been playing. When you look at the economy, do you see Gambit actually kind of taking that risk here, or do you just think they stick to what worked in the previous round?
I think they stick to what worked. I mean, you have to remember as well, the tough part is, you know, Mo was getting aggressive with that AWP and he only got the leg shot, which is unfortunate. They don't have that, so but I still think you don't really have, you don't want to do anything too crazy on a reset round. You want to play something that's more reliable, that can be more consistent. Actually, I mean, this is why Hobbit tries to get aggressive, tries to catch him off guard, and he gets dropped. Not only are you missing utility and weaponry, you're now missing a player as well.
All these smokes going to go flying in. It's the wall of smokes down on B, but that bomb does not look interested. Instead, it's creeping out towards middle, but it hasn't been enough to lure Fitch nor Adren out from their hidey holes over here at long. Aggression's been taken into Connector now from the Cloud9. Okay, Rush, that was incredibly quick. Mo's gone down. They're allowed to collapse in now from behind, and this is where things get tricky for Adren and Fitch. Adren's somewhat been left to hang out to dry out here on long, but he is going to be putting in work, putting up numbers as well as he emerges from the stables. Will finally be dealt with as the wallbang comes in from automatic, but they don't account for Fitch, who now comes crawling out of the woodwork. He's going to lose Doja, and it's all eyes on this latest addition to this Gambit roster. 1 versus 3. They've been allowed to pick up the bomb, and Tarek will be there to smite him down. Cloud9, they come straight back with that reset round.
Yeah, very cool strategy from Cloud9. Obviously, the opening pick on Hobbit helps, but wall of smoke in towards the B bomb site. Gambit is playing on the other side of it, and they have to force their way back through, and Rush coming down drop. Mo wasn't ready for it. And good on Cloud9, also handling a pretty tough situation. The first player up mid turns that corner, and Adren drops him. He had the bomb, so they actually had to fight for that the whole time. And they did it patiently. They made sure they didn't overextend themselves. And with the harsh reset, you can see it's back to pistol and armor. It's Deagles and CZ75s for the Gambit side of things. 4 players towards the B bomb site. It's only Adren in the A halls. Almost catches Stewie.
So he will be allowed to just stick around here at long. You can see just the presence of that one man has pulled Hobbit off from the B-bomb site. He now resides down in Connector. They actually now rotate him back in. As a few choice flashbangs and nades start to approach it to drop. Cloud9 with the necessary utility down into drop that they can just grow in and grab control. Dangerous angle to peek into though when you are up against these pistols, so they're very cautious of this idea. They do go ahead and stick a man down in there. But Hobbit showing exactly why this is such a tricky position. Doja able to find one more out of Rush, and now the rest of Cloud9 there somewhat forced to try and make this play. They start to progress on in. Adren's flanking around from behind. He could be a real threat to these guys as Stewie and Skadoodle, the last 2 left. Adren in with the D, gonna go ahead and try and finish these 2 players off. Skadoodle does what he can. But Doja, a merciless X-Guard as Gambit will be in with a second round.
So great from Gambit. As soon as the pressure is felt and dropped, they have a large number of players just swarm it. Make sure you get those 2 kills, get the AK-47s. 1 player in that B bomb site was able to hold back the remaining players of Cloud9 from even gaining that ground. That's normally what you'd think from the T side, is if all that presence isn't dropped, you attack platform. You just get out, you swing out wide, you make sure they can't rotate back into position. Unfortunately, Gambit also salvaged the AK-47s. So they're able to take some of those duels, and Cloud9 just couldn't gain enough. 6-2. Another tactical pause from Cloud9. You can see how important they're playing the economy game. Every time Gambit wins a round, they want to go back into it. They know they don't have a great amount of money into this as well. I think they're going to sit back and play conservative and go back to the Deagles. Pistols of their own, see if they can return the favor.
This is a shot for Gambit to build up money here on the CT side and crucially start to get some more rounds up on the board. It is going to be a borderline deco. And it's aggression down long early on. Adren going to go ahead and boost up Fitch. So he gets him up in the turret. This man has to act like a railgun now. They're going to start to come around the corner. Bait and switch. Adren gets the attention. Fitch smites them down, but Tarek, that's incredibly fast. Now Fitch, he has to make a stand, and stand he shall as he's in with a second. He'll go down to Skadoodle. And these Deagles doing damage. Stewie falls over in mid. They're going to be happy with this. They've got themselves an AK. There's an extra AK, I think, over at long if they want it. Automatic falls, and now Skadoodle 1 versus 3. The bomb's down in Matrix.
I think the bomb's actually down on the boost. I don't think it's actually possible for Scooter to win by plant. 1 more kill regardless would be ideal. Getting wrapped upon as aggressively, almost finds that, but it's an immediate kill out of Hobbit. So some damage done, which is good for C9. As we mentioned a couple times, Gambit hasn't been able to establish their money in a strong position. This is great from Fitch, though. Just enough kills to give his team, just enough time bot to give his team the ability to recover from that. Some of these deagles for C9 have been so dangerous. We saw it on on overpass as well. Automatic with a couple nice deeks was able to turn the round on its head. Let's do it here. All back in Skadoodle's hands. Mo still hasn't had his from the since the fourth round, I think, is when he had it, or the fifth round.
And they have been strapped for cash over on the side of Gambit. Right now, Cloud9 continuing making noise over here in middle. Definitely got the attention of Adren, who's lying away over at long. Has support from Fish. These two have been decent at holding down these early pushes on in. Adren now is really going to be tested. He hears that one smoke go out. Going to go ahead and prevent that push in from long. Aggressive smoke down here at B long as well. Allows Hobbit to start to take the aggression. He can hear rotations coming in from a mile away now. And that's a nice buffer, because when you look at it, Gambit, they've got Adren and Fitch, but they were very, very far away from the possibility of a rotation. Hobbit.
They know he's here.
Yeah, playing with Faye. That smoke's giving it all away. Hobbit gets caught out, and Rush, he's opened things up.
These flashbangs, though, Mo, he's done a lot of damage. Rush and Stewie have been whittled down. They've got to have success in the entries. Unfortunately, it's Stewie leading the way. Flashbangs are doing a nice job of holding back this hit. Trades coming out. Skadoodle not able to get into the action, and Tarek somehow wins that. So does Automatic. It turns on its head. Adren out in the open. There's Skadoodle. An up shot from behind. A 7th round for Cloud9. They had to fight the whole way towards that bomb site, but they've done it.
And Cloud9 have been so good at keeping the economy of Gambit modest.
And here's the cool thing is Hobbit almost had a miraculous play. You could see there's a flashbang coming in from a teammate as that smoke fades. It's just a second late. It fades so quickly that Rush is able to spot him out and get that kill. But if that flashbang goes off, Hobbit can do some real damage at a different timing.
Yeah, just seconds off though, and now they've come to pay for it. Hobbit, the man we've looked to so many times for Gambit to make these big plays. He's the one left in the B-bomb site, only with the Deeg by his side. Sniper gone up. The Molotov keeps him away. Now that fades. Shots rallying through the smoke. Isn't too keen on walking into them just yet, but now we're going to start to peek into this. Tarek is going to lie in wait on the corner. Cloud9 start to throw out utility into mid and drop down as they try to position for the A split. And this is perfect for Gambit. They've got the stack here.
Ooh, that shot scared Stewie. He thought he was about to get attacked. Goes for the hop. But yeah, Mo, Fitch, and Doja all just waiting to pounce. Thankfully, Cloud9's bailed out of there. It's only Hobbit alone at B. And Gambit's going to be happy taking this gamble. Doesn't look like it's going to pan out.
Hobbit starts to peek on out. Rush is right there. Almost aligned with the crosshair. Will be spotted out. No one in a position to shut him down. But now the peek comes in from Tarek. Hobbit, he's taken the first. He's fully flashed now, trying to buy time for the rest of his team to come in. Doesn't manage to get too much done, but Mo's hot on their heels from behind. Skadoodle and Automatic between them. It's a flurry of death. And Cloud9, they're going to pick themselves up an 8th round.
Cloud9's had a lot of dangerous scenarios on their anti-ecos and anti-force buys. That one, they almost get flanked out, and perhaps with some more powerful weapons, that flank actually does some damage, but because it's just USPs, they're able to respond quickly. Hobbit did such a good job. The one kill, buying time, holding him off as long as he possibly could with just a deagle, almost makes it work. 8-3, off back in Mo's hands. It's glass cannon. That's going to be over towards the B-bomb site. Doja's got a UMP, and Adren has a shotgun. Not the greatest buy, obviously, but Gambit doing what they can. And again, it's slow pace from Cloud9. This default they've come out with has really prevented any early damage from being inflicted on them. This time it's 3 players towards A. Skadoodle is buddied up with Automatic, at least initially.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen the AWP in play for Gambit in quite some time, so I'm curious to see if that is going to be the change that they needed. 3 players holding it over here on the A-bomb site, which changed around from what we've seen from Gambit in these last few rounds.
This is dangerous. It looks like Rush, Tarek, and Skadoodle are going to hit these A-hulls, and Stewie's going to try and find a timing to wrap up Danger Stairs behind it, but that could be sketchy. Doja just rotated away, which makes it a bit safer, but still, this shotgun up close. Here it comes, turns from the flashes. He gets the shot off, but he doesn't get the kill, and now he's trapped. Now they just spray the corner and wait for the repeat, and no one's there to help him.
Yeah, they've lost the Dren, and with that, they've lost control of Long. The push going to continue to come on in. Rush and Tarek have been tagged pretty damn low. Start this initial flurry of utility out towards A. Fitch going to go ahead and dispatch of Stewie down in mid, and that's enough to send Cloud9 packing in the other direction. They're now going to look to help this B bomb site, an automatic. Well, he's been heard dropping into drop down. Oh, Alex to try and hold this. They hear the scopes. They know exactly where the AWPer is. There's so little time left. All he has to do is stop the bomb from crossing, and this is a round one for Gambit, so they have to plant safe. They are able to get it down just in the nick of time. They lose Rush in the process. Skadoodle's doing what he can to keep this round a Cloud9 round. Time working against them. Automatic gonna fall over in drop. Skadoodle's been spotted at short, but they line up for him. Hobbit pulls things back, and Tarek locked in a 1 versus 2. Trapped on the stairs. Gonna miss that shot, and Tarek, that's all it takes. He'll be toppled. Gambit in with their 4th round. And Cloud9, they leave that one down to the wire. They come to pay the price for that decision.
Yeah, they got the plant down, and they still had themselves in a situation where they could have won it. Felt like Automatic had so much utility that he didn't use. And this missed shot from Tarek just kind of seals it from there, especially considering Doja has the kit. And oh, that looks like that's close. Tarek's going to be scratching his head on that one. But Cloud9, I've frequently seen them run down the clock that close with such a big rotation. It almost works out for them. If that kit goes down in that position, they're not able to get the defuse, even if they do find that onto Tarek. So now it's fast-paced. Now it's a switch-up. It's the uppercut attempt from Cloud9. That last flashbang is great onto Mo, but he gets the timing anyways, even blind. And the rest of Cloud9 can't follow it up. They can't take advantage of the space that Stewie created for him, and now they've got no utility. They've got no flashbangs. It's just the smokes that are up now that will soon dissipate, and the Molotovs behind them. Rush trying to make his way into the site. This UMP doing some work, turning the corner. Tarek's low. There's the USP. 1 kill is not enough. Doja continues to move forward. No one has stopped him yet, and he's got great positioning. 1 more kill for him, and the rest of his teammates finally chiming in. Skadoodle in a 1-on-3 with the AK. Dropping down, the op holds him in though. That finishes things off, a 5th for Gambit.
It was just utter confusion in that B-bomb site. The grey wall of smokes comes in, and then a few more to complement it, and it's just perfect for Doja on that UMP to take the close fights, push on up, and I mean, that frag there was the one that really changed it. It forces out, I think that was Tarek inside the site out of position, and it's an easy frag to be picked up there from Mo.
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of urgency from Cloud9 to take that bomb site. They really got stuck. Great usage from utility by Gambit to hold them on the platform. And also the fear of that AWP, I think, pinned them down just a little bit as well. Even with the smokes up, no one really wanted to move, and Doja had so much freedom when he gets that kill onto Tarek.
So now for Cloud9, it's just almost Glocks across the board. Stewie's got a D. He's the one man who could do damage. The one thing leaning in their favor right now is it's only a Dren here. He's going to be watching from inside the site, just peeking down into middle from SWAT van. So he's able to call that into the rest of the team, then the rotations can come through. But if he's not able to fend off against this many pistols all in one place, if he goes down, then, well, the bomb plant could potentially come in. Rotation's already knocking on their door with no utility to stop that. Gambit have no problem flooding these players back into the site and preventing this bomb going down.
Yeah, and all the guns now coming to bear. Even losing a Dren, it's just not enough. So it's going to be a 6th for Gambit, much like Overpass again. Start out slow and they figure things out, and now they claw themselves back into the game. And it's all up to Cloud9 to try and extend this lead, extend themselves up to 9-6 instead of 8-7. But Gambit, again, just doing a great job of adjusting at a certain point during the first half when they're getting beat up. And now they have everything they want. They have all the rifles, they have the AWP, Molotovs, all across the board. Beautiful buy from Gambit. We'll see what Cloud9 can do again, opening up with a default, a great pick from Skadoodle. Especially in the last round of the half, it's almost like Mo thought maybe he could throw him off guard because it hasn't happened. Maybe catch him snoozing and not Skadoodle. Although following this up is going to be dangerous. Hobbit is boosted. They've had this bait and switch set up a number of times, and it's worked decently well. There's a good opening kill. They're going to check this? No. They think the op is pretty much alone, and that's an easy 2 kills for Hobbit.
Yeah, he's been able to keep things even, and actually Adren's now able to drop out automatic. Stewie's forced his way forward, but Adren in with a double, and now Skadoodle, he's come so close in so many of these rounds for clutching it out for Cloud9, and now would be a perfect way to end this first half if it all culminates into this. And he's going to be holding. He's very wary of Hobbit in this position. He was the man who equalized things out, and Skadoodle still doesn't check it.
Hobbit just loving it, just sitting up on his perch, getting a couple free kills, 3 free kills basically. Nice job from Gambit to recover and get up towards 7. Cloud9 is facing elimination, and they're going to end that first half losing 4 straight. So Gambit putting themselves in good position moving forward. We'll see who is going to complete the map, who's going to complete the win. Is Gambit going to take it in 2, or is Cloud9 going to force a 3rd map? Stay tuned.
Ja, kommt rein. Das ist es. Die Küche selbst gebaut. Kaffee?
Gerne.
Ja, setzt euch doch. Endlich genau mein Ding.
Wohne auch du bald, wie du willst. Mit unserem Wüstenrot Wohnsparen. Wüstenrot. Wünsche werden Wirklichkeit. Gewinne jetzt einen Einrichtungsgutschein im Wert von 1500 € und viele weitere tolle Preise.
Gambit win 4 straight to end that first half to keep things as close as possible. Meanwhile, Skadoodle has done everything he can to claw his team into a lead, to keep that lead as big as possible. It's only 1. He's at 16-9. He had a great first half. More work to do, though, now onto the defense if Cloud9 wants to avoid elimination at IEM Oakland.
It's tricky to say, isn't it? But Cloud9, it's going to be armor across the board, all except for Skadoodle. He's going to be the man bearing the kit and smoke. Damn it, they've gone fairly utility heavy. We've only got 3 players with armor. Smoke, 2 smokes actually, and a Molotov flash combination. They're going to be grouped up over here towards this bomb site. And automatic, well, Leon is already looking to try and potentially throw some spanners in the works, as he was holding close to middle. Now going to opt to play things a bit safer. Falls back into the warm embrace of his teammates, but Skadoodle already going to be feeling a different embrace. It's the embrace of death. He's gone down. Rush does what he can to start to claw things back. It's going to fall into a 4-on-4. Fitch is pushed all the way up, though, and they're not ready for this. Catches them unaware. They're doing all they can to keep things even, and they will. 2-on-2. Automatic showing no sign of giving up inside of A, and he's able to finish it off with a 4K.
That's so big from Automatic. He was playing a dangerous game throughout that round, but able to fall back and get in prime position. And he's essentially playing off all of his teammates who are just rushing to their death. There's a good kill onto Fitch, coming back while Mo's distracted. Hobbit takes out 1 more, and Automatic finishes him as well. So great mobility, great sense of wrapping around that bomb site when needed. Second pistol round for Cloud9. They've won both in this game. They started the first half off with a 5-0 lead, hoping to do the same thing here. It is against a buy-up. It is against armor and pistols. No utility from the Gambit guys. It looks like they want to try and have some kind of a split towards the A bomb site. Adrenaline, Doja, and A-Halls with the bomb, and 3 above drop. Rush is going to be the main point of defense on this. An automatic, exposed. Just drops the smoke and falls away. Tarek's here now as well in drop zone. That smoke might delay this a little bit. Might actually even bust up the strategy overall. Timely for Tarek to help Rush out.
Gambit. Got 3 players ready to head it into drop down. That smoke's going to dissipate sooner rather than later.
That smoke's done wonders over towards long B on platform because Rush has gotten into a whole different position. The drop is now open. The split towards the A bomb site is a very real danger at the moment.
And comes this push. Skadoodle, he's dropped the bomb. The rotations are already starting to pour on in. Rush actually doesn't last too long defending the connector plate. Skadoodle keeps hunting down Doja. But Hobbit and Mo looking to try and cause a stir. It's automatic. Who does manage to pull things back from the brink, and Cloud9, they're going to be happy to get that 10th round on the board.
Disjointed on the hit. Maybe Gambit thought that Cloud9 was playing more passive into the bomb site, but when that bomb gets dropped at long A, it kind of gives up the idea of what's happening. Rush is able to get into a better position. He's able to kind of stop it, or at least slow it down as much as possible. Still pretty costly for C9. They lose 3. 1 SMG on the board on Rush. The Cloud9 looking like they're going to be able to go into the second half with a 3-0 after winning the pistol. Gambit all bunched up right around drop zone, and there's a good pick off from Tarek, just peeking out towards long. The confidence of knowing you're going up against Glocks more than likely. 1 flashbang and drop. Rush is going to peek late, but they line up. He gets 1 kill. Now he's just staying alive. Now he's just buying time before he swings forward. He can only get 1 though. Stewie's there to clean him up. A couple of assists go the way of Rush. And Hobbit's the only one left with just a Glock. Stewie, that's easy for him.
Yes, the Cloud9, they have themselves a 4-round advantage, and have a couple of rebuys. They're having a buy up on Rush, who did go down. Keeps them that much more modest. Going to have the Famous dropped over from Stewie. They make the conscious decision to not get the AWP here. There was enough money on the back of Stewie to throw on over. So now, the question is, what's in the pipeline for Gambit? It's going to be rifles across the board. I want to get a decent bit of utility as well to go behind it. Adren will be the most limited. He's got himself a Molotov and a flash.
You can just tell how important it is for Gambit to get started on winning ways very early, the fact that they've just taken a tactical pause. I mean, they still have all 4 from the first half, so they didn't use any. This just takes away 1. But they don't want to get down into that rut of starting out 0-5, because then all of a sudden Cloud9 would have such a massive lead they'd have to come back from. So this is a very important round for the Gambit side of things, especially considering they've lost both pistols.
That is very true. They are fairly desperate to try and pick this round up, as you say. Don't want to let things start to slip through their fingers early on. And it's going to be aggression over here towards B. All 5 players from Gambit posted up. And that boost from Stewie, just going to go ahead and present them a opening frag on a silver platter. Rush goes in to try and get the M4, and as a result, pays the price for his greed. Tarek backed into the corner. Does get no work done. An automatic Skadoodle, the 2 players that are over at A. This is a save situation.
That was sloppy. That boost cost Cloud9 everything in this round. Rush tries to go for the M4. He sticks around and drops for too long, and he gets taken out. Tarek is stuck between both choke points, doesn't know where to go. There was no contingency set up for a failed boost in that sense. And you can see the result. Cloud9 can't even fight for the round win here. Automatic just trying to survive and not able to do it. This is now becoming expensive. Skadoodle would like to take some of these guns away, and he does, but his position is now known. He's going to try and get 1 more AK would be ideal. Even if they hunt as fast as possible, I'm not sure they'll have the ability, as Skadoodle is going to find a safe-ish place. They're going to turn the corner right now. We'll see if they can find him in the van. I doubt it. So 8-11, Gambit win that all-important 4th off the back of the timeout, but they're given maybe perhaps a gift from Stewie in the boost through the smoke, trying to catch him off guard. It doesn't happen whatsoever. No flashbang for him either.
I mean, now for Cloud9, the real issue is this buy is not fantastic. They have a nice bit of utility to go behind it, but they've sacrificed a decent bit of firepower. Automatic and Rush on a UMP and a CZ, respectively. For Gambit, looks to be more of the same, stacking all 5 players up over here towards B early on. This time there won't be a boost to just offer up a luscious early man advantage. Instead, it's a bit more of a passive hold being employed from Cloud9 this time around. Drop down looks to be the focus once again, and they managed to get it. Soaring on in, Automatic tries to make some sort of play, but he will be laid to rest. Tarek, though, it's utter deforestation up here on Tree as he cuts down 2. Hobbit and Mo, all that remain. And this Gambit side, it was looking so good for them early on. Now Mo finds himself trapped here in drop down, and what was a blessing early on has become a bit of a curse for them.
Skadoodle's the one in a tough spot because Skadoodle's got to watch the A bomb side. He's also got to be very careful behind him, and you can see what he's deciding to watch for the moment. It all depends on how much impact Mo can have. He already has 2 kills here. He's down low. He's just there to cut off a flank. So they're hoping that Hobbit can win a one-on-one fight at A, and Mo can cut off rotations. And I think Mo's been spotted now, so his usefulness is limited. But Skadoodle has no idea that Hobbit is coming into this A bomb site. It's going to be a free plant. It's all on how they can manage to get over. They might even just decide to let Mo be here. Who cares? Get over towards A when this plant goes down. Tarek's pushing up in the flank to take care of it.
They've done a very good job of outing Mo, as now it all falls to Hobbit. 1v3, going to try and take the duels early on, but he has to be cautious. Skadoodle's already there, but he misses the opportunity. Hobbit tries to do what he can, but with 3 players coming his way, he will be falling down. And Cloud9 managed to retake that. I really like the way they dealt with Mo. They knew he was there, they had him trapped. And when you have someone like that, if the bomb goes down out on A, it can very, very quickly become a bit of an issue, right? You constantly have to be cautious about the man in the back line. So they sent Tarek round to go ahead and defuse that situation.
Yeah, because you know Mo's attention has got to be towards, you know, the window or someone pushing him towards drop behind him. It can't watch all 3, so Tarek finds a great time. He does a great job. That's what seals the round. That's what at least gives Cloud9. It looked like everything was going to collapse. So Tarek is huge in that round. Another 4 kill of his own as he takes out Hobbit in the end. But I really liked watching Hobbit in that 1-on-3 and the way he was finding his fights, because you could see the idea. You could see why he's always such a dangerous player. Crossing over, he's got a 1-on-1 with Stewie right at the crack of the door as he tried to cross the ramp. If he gets that kill and he's able to get onto the ramp, then he's at a headshot angle where the AK is going to reign supreme against the M4, and he can at least find Skadoodle. So the ideas were there to win that. Unfortunately, it just doesn't go his way. It's a 12th round for Cloud9, but Gambit, tactical timeout, and they're going to buy right back into it. 4 AK-47s, a CZ on the board as well, but C9's got everything. Everything but an AWP, that is. They have full utility, they have full kits.
Yeah, we actually still have yet to see the AWP bought out here in the second half. Neither team really having the economy to support it. I think Cloud9 did in round 4, but they made the conscious decision not to.
It's just been such a battle for that economic control early on. It's been this back and forth between these 2 teams, so this early control is so important for Gambit to keep it away from Cloud9. And at the moment, they're not doing a great job. This is the last chance they have of breaking it, or else Cloud9, it's looking like it'll be a map 3.
That's what Cloud9 wants. Smokes and flashes out here towards mid from the side that want anything but. And Fitch is able to open up with the CZ. Automatics in with the return, but it's Stewie to take the aggression. Target-rich environment yields no fruit. And now, man advantage up for Gambit. They have to go ahead and get this bomb down. Rush and Tarek, they're the defending forces. The 2 counter-terrorists have to try and pull this back, and they're able to find the first onto Doja. That's the bomb dropped out in the open. Luckily, the smoke goes down to block off that angle. Now Rush falls out on the peak. Tarek left 1 versus 2, but he was the star performer just rounds ago for Cloud9. He's got to try and do it once again. Hobbit and Fitch, they have this crossfire set up. Tarek just trapped in the angle here. Fitch goes walking out. Tarek doubles down. He's made it possible. 3 frags for him. Completes the hat trick. And once again, it's all eyes on Tarek as Cloud9 soar forward in with the 13th round.
So patient for Tarek, just against that wall as well, and Fitch walks right into it. There's no reason for him to swing out that wide. You don't need to try and get a new position. You have both players inside the bomb site. It's not ideal, but this is so risky from Fitch. And then Hobbit as well is caught out in the open. He swung so far. Ooh, and you can see some frustration at Hobby. You don't see that too frequently, but he did glance over as, oh, he's very, very stressed. Not ideal for Gambit. And a tactical pause out of Cloud9, making sure that this round goes as smooth as possible. Perhaps even knowing that it's going to be investment of some sort from Gambit, just saying we have a big enough lead to where they're going to want to fight for this. So Cloud9 up 13-8, looking to run away with map 2.
Yeah, I think, you know, Cloud9, not only is the pressure on now, but they're very worried of the idea that their money isn't looking too great. And on top of that, you know, the last 2 rounds, Gambit have been able to get that bomb down up on the A bomb site. And retakes haven't really been the strong suit for Cloud9. They've always been quite man-intensive to have to go into, so they have to be cautious here. Gambit, they've opted to go for the Force. Don't leave much up to chance. Want to try and keep that Cloud9 economy down low. Once again, same as what we're used to seeing. Gambit starting things off with 5 players over here towards B.
Yeah, it's going to be heavily primed towards drop. Tarek and Rush are both here, though. This could be deadly. Dren's close up. There's the pop flash right through. They can barely get through the smoke, although they do eventually make it. Tarek's committed now. He gets 1, but he can't get the second. Skadoodle's here to hold down the fort with the AWP. He's got a pair of kills there, going for the 3rd, but he knows he doesn't have to chase it, knows he doesn't have to risk it. He's got teammates covering him. Dren is the only man left, and now he's gone. 14 for Cloud9, and this will be a buy round. This will be rifles for Gambit, or whatever they can get.
I mean, Cloud9 have Gambit exactly where they want them. You kind of get into this state where Gambit almost seem they're floundering around. They struggle to pick that momentum back up, and not being allowed the AWP on Mo as well, I feel like is holding them back in some regard. We haven't really seen him have it all too often throughout this map, and he's still putting up numbers, but that AWP could be the change of pace they need. Already, Skadoodle going to come out on top out towards long. The trade will be there, courtesy of Hobbit. Things are kept even, and now actually Automatic going to find himself in a bit of a tricky situation down here in mid. You can see Rush rotating around to try and help out, but it's too little too late as Automatic just thrown in amongst the wolves there and will be picked apart.
Yeah, now you have to imagine Stewie's gathered up with Rush. They've got to get aggressive. They can't just sit passively and wait for the response from Gambit. They have to go find something, at least information of what's coming. And it's all down to timing here. Doja peering down the stairs. I don't know if they spotted Stewie. They might have. Yeah, push up. Hobbit's watching for this, so this is tough. I don't think there's a chance Stewie even checks that. Rush with a kill onto Doja. They're going to come right back towards the A-bomb, so they're going to come right back at him until that smoke goes up. This is all on Rush to hold this off.
Fitch keeps pushing on up, but those couple of shots, Rush just allowed to walk on up. Fitch goes down. You can see Tarek actually began a rotation over, so he's out of position to defend B. Going to look to now push back in, and Gambit slowing down here gives him that time to start to push in, but he's out in the open. Hobbit finds it, and now Rush is left 1 versus 2. We saw him ace it out back on Overpass. That was the round that carried them through to overtime. He hasn't been shy of performing heroics when Cloud9 need him to. He's going to start to push in. Slowly clearing all of these angles. Nade out to platform, finds nothing as both players for Gambit play this incredibly passively. Time working against him, no smoke, no nothing. No information as to where these players are. Rush is going to go ahead and fake it out. And this spurs the peak from Hobbit. Time's ticking away. Hobbit's going to go back in for more. There's no time left in this round and he'll finish things off. Fantastic team play and just great discipline from Gambit there to not let that one get out of hand.
You saw Hobbit extremely angry, extremely frustrated a couple of rounds ago. He gets a 4 kill in this one, so it's just fueled him forward. He's given his team another lifeline. 9-14, and that's all the money for Cloud9. They've got nothing, so Rush not able to clutch that out. Very tough round for them to handle after losing a couple players early on, so Gambit now with the chance to close the gap, build up money of their own, and try and make one more late push. So they're 5 rounds behind C9. 5 rounds away from tying things up. They might have to play for overtime in the end of it, but this time they're going to be patient behind the smokes that are thrown up, waiting to see if Cloud9's going to throw anything at him, any kind of crazy aggression with just the pistols. Considering the amount that Cloud9 has won, 6 out of 7 rounds. They might actually just think this is going to be a full-blown buy round with rifles. They might not expect it to be just pistols. There's the swing. Hobbit gets one. Dren chiming in on the other. And that's kind of it. They have control of drop. They can now attack both of these bomb sites. There's Fitch with the Galil. And Automatic is out as well. So this will be a 10th for Gambit.
Fitch is holding here, and yep, in comes Skadoodle. Able to find that frag, but it's a... okay, make it 2. He's making things very expensive here for Gambit. Still very much alive, finally going to be finished off. Those 2 frags do a good job of making sure that Gambit economy never really gets that chance to grow.
It's going to be a double save, essentially, for Cloud9, or double pistol rounds for them. This time, we'll see if they do anything different, maybe something more aggressive. Rush is at least going to have a smoke. Some tools they can use, so will Skadoodle, so maybe some delay tactics are going to come out. Gambit handled it so well in the last round, though. You imagine it would go pretty decent this time. Although we have seen the Deagles of Cloud9 do a lot of damage, do plenty of damage to the Gambit side of things.
Yeah, all too often it seems, and with that little bit extra padding up behind them, the armor across Rush, Automatic, and Stewie. As well as they stack out here towards A, they might try their hand at some aggression perhaps, but Mo, he's already gone aggressive for Gambit. Going to be the man to try and clear the angle, has support from Fitch. Lining up a nade. Hope that Doja does provide some sort of flash to try and go in with, but no, there's Stewie to open up. Not taking advantage of the utility they have. Luckily enough, Mo tries to pull things back. He's going to fall to Automatic, and now Skadoodle hears these players rotating out of middle. That's all the information they need. Skadoodle's hot on their heels. He's going to come charging in from behind. But it's read well by Doja.
I think he was just a little too eager to get close. They heard the footsteps, but Tarek lying in wait. Trying to stay hidden. Doja's going to turn the corner. There's the chance, but doesn't last long. And I think all that Cloud9 can do here, Skadoodle and Automatic is low. Skadoodle with no armor. Just save these AK-47s down the stretch. Economy is a big part of the game, and you want to make sure that you can have some extra money to spend at a dire moment of need. So no reason to risk these AK-47s that you have. And it'll be an 11th. Gambit making this comeback. It's now going to be 3 in a row for them. Hobbit, again, top performer from the Gambit side of things. He's at 25 at 18. Skadoodle still top fragging for Cloud9, but Tarek is caught up, and he had that critical 1v2 win as well.
And it's looking like, you know, we're seeing a bit of a repeat of Overpass right here. A very good start from Cloud9 initially, and then Gambit, they start to close that gap. And when that momentum gets behind them, they seem like a very difficult team to actually slow down. Right now, Cloud9 can at least take something out of that, and those were 2 AKs carried forward. Going to really ease the economic burden of having a buy up here. They can get the AWP on Skadoodle, and there's no such luxuries for Gambit. Tac ball is going to be called in from Cloud9.
0 remaining as well. This is the last one they've got to use in order to find the solution to this defense. I mean, it's been a good run from Gambit. Fair play, though. It's been 2 rounds where Cloud9's only had pistols, but making sure in this one, at least, that they're all going to have the game plan necessary. Stewie has an AWP, so does Skadoodle, so the double op setup is the switch that they want to go into the next round. I think these snipers are going to be the solution. We saw this on Overpass towards the end. I think it might have been in overtime, and Stewie was dropped by Mo with an aggressive peek out towards long, so I mean, Stewie, a very different style in Skadoodle as an opera. We'll see where he heads with that. Skadoodle's going to go out towards long A. Stewie will be at the B bomb site. And Rush and Tarek joining him. Those two have done a pretty good job, all things considered, defending drop zone. It looks like Stewie's going to get the action.
Yeah, Gambit, they're pushing down. As you say, it is going to be all eyes on Stewie here while Skadoodle holds off long. They've rotated Automatic around very preemptively. It's a good read from Cloud9. In comes the push. The wall of smokes goes down, and Stewie, he's able to open up with 1, make it 2. And this push being picked apart here by Stewie on the AWP. They've continued pushing into him, and this man, there's no stopping him. He's in with 3. And now Doja left to clutch this out. 1 versus 4. It's not looking likely. But he's worked himself into an angle. They don't know that he's here just yet. Stewie peeks into it, and that is 4 in total for him. As almost single-handedly, he wrecks that offensive from Gambit and propels Cloud9 forward to map point.
Yeah, he made that look easy. That's a beautiful shot. And from here, he's just got the time to find the one-on-one for Fitch, coming around the edge of the smoke, and even finding himself one more, pushing through with no knowledge. And great adjustment, great switch up from Cloud9. This time, the double op, the op in Stewie's hands works beautifully. Now Mo's going to push forward behind his own Molotov, and he pre-fires the angle. He almost finds Skadoodle. That's an op of their own, though. Skadoodle's got to be very careful, but they're messing with fire. Doja and Mo brought very low. Some good chip damage done to the Gambit players early on in this round.
Damage inflicted, though, on either side, and there's very little utility left here for Gambit.
Oh, Doja. This is the scary thing. Doja's going to wrap behind. Skadoodle hasn't considered this yet. Automatic is there with him, but I think they're going to apply enough pressure that Doja's going to be able to get a free kill. This defense in Long A is about to get destroyed. They need to win this now. Automatic gets both of them. That's huge. Now he's turned around. He's aware of the danger, but he can't win. Tarek has gotten over here. I don't think Doja's going to expect someone that close. You can see towards the end of this game, all of these players trying to read their opponents to the level where they can gain any extra advantage, and it's not working out.
Stewie's up on platform, but his attention is focused elsewhere. Adren finds himself trapped. They're going to try and bait Hobbit so that Adren can find this frag, but there's Stewie in with the first. Now he spotted Adren. Stewie misses that shot. He's darting back and forth, buying time, but Adren was able to find it regardless, and now it's a 1-on-2. Rotations are in. They've got the control of the bomb, and Adren knows where one of the players are, but Tarek's there to trade, and 16-11 to Cloud9. We're going to be going to map number 3. We are going to be seeing Mirage.
Yes, and Cloud9 win the final 2 rounds in a row off the back of that double op setup. Great switch up. Skadoodle with 24 kills, Tarek with 23, Stewie and Automatic with 20 each to end it. A good performance from Cloud9 in an elimination game. Both teams now 1 map remaining to get into the Oracle Arena. We're going to head back to the analyst desk.
The map, the Gambit forged their dynasty upon. Things change, rosters change, and so do results. Cloud9 picked that one up. It was their selection. We have none other than Sponge and nothing to walk through this one. And I think this is going to be more of just an open forum of observations and analysis. Chad, just kind of walk us through what you're going to want to summarize.
Well, we established in the pre-show, right, that if they go slower towards that B site and execute on, they're just going to have the 3 players there being very stagnant. And that was the case early on. I felt Cloud9 had that game plan. They were able to execute onto that B site and they were able to get rounds. It just felt like, I don't know if they didn't trust in the game plan, but then when they started going fast B towards the end of the first half, everything started to fall apart for them, and that gave, the guys from Gambit a chance back into the game.
Right, now Jordan, the first thing you said, you were like, right, here we go, it's cobblestone. Just don't go fast. Just take your time. You can do exactly the same thing after their smokes and their Molotovs. That wasn't necessarily the case towards the end of that, TR.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the main gripes I guess I've had with C9 since they got Tarek calling is that well, for one, people have seen that he's not as much of the peanut brain meme as they thought. But for 2, he does have a little bit of a, I wouldn't know if I would call it impatience, but he likes to be quicker with things. He likes to do it as a team. I wouldn't say he's doing some,
of course not,
arrogant stuff, but he likes to get a little aggressive. And I think in the first part of the T side there, Chad, we saw the C9 just kind of sitting back and doing a nice normal default, and it worked out well.
Yeah.
And whenever they picked up the pace, I think the reason that happens is you just kind of see, when you know where the opponents are, they're close A-halls or danger, why not go kill them? Sometimes you get in that vibe of like, hey, we could probably just go trade on this
Well,
frag.
I can win this, yeah.
I can win this duel. But Cobble is one of those maps where, as you saw, when you play slow, you have inherent advantages by causing them to waste utility and fall back. Now maybe they thought Gambit's so good at sitting back in the sites, we got to change it up. You never know. There's a little bit of an intuitive feel that happens there. And then you saw Gambit on the flip side do it. Start slow and then get fast. So I think it could have just been them getting a little excited on both sides.
Maybe just in Cloud9's case here, normally what you expect happening in most matches is teams will adjust the way they play throughout. You want to stay ahead. You want to stay a step ahead as an in-game leader. But Gambit are very, I guess, stubborn's maybe the wrong word, but they just like sitting back. They like turtling up, and they don't really need to adjust on the CT
Easy
side.
to overthink for someone like that.
Yeah, so maybe for Tarek, and I was like, okay, now they might try and do something a bit more aggressive. We can catch them off guard if we do something fast. That could have been the trade-off mentally there, but just wasn't to be. Gambit were happy playing slow. Far back.
Yeah, and that's something I just want to investigate just a little further, because we're going to be seeing more from Gambit's CT structure into our 3rd map before we get there. This is something that hasn't been explored too much in the past when we talk about Gambit. So you're saying they play far back. The way to read into that is just if you execute on them, they will let you take control and then retake it. Is this? I mean, isn't that a pretty standard?
Not in all scenarios.
I guess think about it like this.
Yeah,
you have a map like Cash, right, where you could easily fight for mid control every round, and it's totally viable as a CT. A lot of times, Gambit will just not even opt to do that. So even when maps kind of give them the opportunity to play aggressive, they still just kind of focus on the choke points and sitting back and kind of playing crossfires.
Right.
And they like taking those fights, so you'll know where they're at, but they're kind of well armed for staying home.
Is that approach, when we talk about Counter-Strike fundamentals, is that seen as, like, worse? Is that seen suboptimal?
I think it could be scary, right? 'Cause if you play someone like a Fnatic, they're just going to literally walk into bomb sites on you. Or, you know, maybe newer teams like an SK. So you just got to be careful. You got to be ready. Everyone's got to be on point.
For me, we played Gambit at the MLG Columbus qualifier on train, and they still had a Dren in the roster, and he would just sit at the back of like old bomb or the bomb train, and as we'd do executes on yard, you know, we'd do splits, we'd use our utility. He's just sitting back, away from the flashes, away from the Molotovs, and just popping heads with an AK, with an M4, you know, whatever he's been able to scavenge. Yeah. And normally we're used to doing those strats and catching people at E-box, right? You know, we're coming out, we're going to get that kill, we're going to trade. Next guy's going to try and push out from con to get that frag, and it falls that way. But when we were playing against that team and they're sitting so far back, we'd do our execute, we'd expect them to be, we'd use our flashes for all the close areas, because people like to play close up on train, for example. And then we have nothing left, and he's just killing us from afar.
So alter your expectations if you're playing Gambit is the kind of the summary of what they are capable of. And Cloud9 are indeed capable. I mean, they look fantastic in terms of you know, preparing ourselves for this third map. Cloud9 going to be in high spirits. They managed to rebound. What was it that was working so well for Cloud9? What was the source of that victory, Jordan, if you were looking for it?
Well, aside from the 1v2 like we saw Tarek win. I don't know. They just seemed they got those pistols. Did they get T-pistol as well?
It felt like a team performance.
Yeah, it just felt like they just there was never really anything special. I think they just need to keep relying on that.
It was an exciting Counter-Strike, right? They didn't need to pull out 1v4s, crazy clutches like that. It was just they did it as a team, and that's normally the better style of CS. That's the way I think I would prefer to see teams win.
I guess one thing I'll add, I think that was kind of irrelevant to going into Mirage. I think kind of what happened there in Kabul is it was kind of just a gloves off kind of thing there. I think in Mirage you're going to see two main points for me is does Cloud9 let them have mid control? I don't think they will. I think they're going to fight for it. And on the reverse, does Gambit let them have mid control? I think it's all about that mid control in these matches. These teams both have really good T sides, fast connector splits, fast B splits. So yeah, I think both of them it's going to be interesting because I think we're going to watch them try to disrupt each other.
Well, we'll consider that enough of a scene set. It goes to a third map. It's our final map of the evening and the final map of the group stages / quarterfinals. The Oracle Arena up next. Who's going to be there? Will it be Cloud9 or Gambit? Mirage to decide it, and that's coming up after the break.
The history comes full circle yet again, now. The persistence, the dreams, the sweat, the struggle, the tradition. Some things cannot be named, some places cannot be described. You can feel it, you know you can be a part of the extraordinary.
Incendiary out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo. Oh my.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. An Intel Core i7.
might. You should have took flight. Tell them when I bring it home. I'll take the top throne. King when I bring it, I keep them yelling out. Cause I smell victory, 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 victory. We're no strangers to love.
Whoa, that's amazing. Hey, on the internet. I know a bunch of people who would love that.
The internet loves what you're doing. So build a better website in under an hour with Ghost Central from GoDaddy. Type in your idea, select from designs tailored just for you, and publish your site with just a few clicks, even from your mobile phone. The internet is waiting. Start for free today at GoDaddy.
Ja, kommt rein. Das ist es. Die Küche selbst gebaut. Kaffee?
Gerne.
Setzt euch doch. Endlich genau mein Ding.
Wohne auch du bald, wie du willst. Mit unserem Wüstenrot Wohnsparen. Wüstenrot. Wünsche werden Wirklichkeit. Gewinne jetzt einen Einrichtungsgutschein im Wert von 1.500 € und viele weitere tolle Preise.
Ich weiß nicht, Mama. Das sieht zu weit aus.
Sollten wir es nicht versuchen?
Vielleicht schon. Wir schaffen es nicht. Versuchen wir es nochmal. Mit dem roten Auto.
Wenn Kinder eine Herausforderung annehmen, ist ihr Einsatz grenzenlos. Hot Wheels. Herausforderung angenommen.
Lino, tut mir leid, aber du bist adoptiert.
Nee. Weihnachtslok 30 €, Rentierschlitten 30 € und alles für ein prächtiges Fest. Damit rechnet keiner. Teddy.
Leinen los für Super Marios größtes Abenteuer. Zusammen mit seinem neuen Freund Cappy übernimmt Mario die Kontrolle und startet zu einer Reise um die ganze Welt. Super Mario Odyssey. Nur für Nintendo Switch.
Bereit machen! Knallt sie auf! Rücke vor!
For the players.
The Oracle Arena is one map away for Cloud9 or Gambit. Facing them in the semi-finals, waiting in the wings, is FaZe Clan. It's quite intimidating stuff, but first hurdle is going to be Mirage, and that is where what we are left with in this best of 3, our second quarterfinal of the day, and our final day before we head over to Oakland. I'm excited, I'm sure these guys are as well. We have Sponge and we have ourselves nothing. It's going to be relatively quick because the game is almost ready. But I think first things first, let's just I'm going to divvy up teams each. You'll never guess who gets Cloud9.
Probably not me.
It's not you, Shad. Okay, just spoilers.
Okay.
So just talk to me about Gambit. I mean, you covered the majority of their performances on Mirage. You've seen it before.
Okay, so we saw the outlier, which was that huge victory over FaZe, the 16-3. They had fantastic T-side, a lot of versatility, and Hobbit just went off. He was just zoned in, just mowing those guys down. That was a fantastic performance from him. The more interesting matchup is the one against Liquid, where it went into overtime and Twist with that boost over the smoke to kind of win it. Now that Gambit were really good at these post-plant scenarios, or Liquid were really bad. So one of the two things there is those are 50-50 scenarios. You're not pulling out 2v3s, 2-on-4s. They're not happening all the time, and especially the amount that happened in that Liquid game. Yeah. They really need to hope for a strong T-side dictating the pace, and I think that's going to feed nicely into Jordan and talking about Cloud9 controlling middle.
Yeah, well, so one thing I will give that Cloud9 has, and that maybe is the same thing Liquid could have, is North Americans are really pug-strong. When you play Raincast, Mirage has played a lot, and everyone's worried about the fast plays. One thing that'll benefit them there is that Gambit likes to kind of mix in these fast connector splits and these kind of cheeky mid-control to like creep out upper B fast. C9 is super aware of those kind of plays. They have really strong awareness from Tim on Cat to kind of move and know when to stack in towards B and whatnot. And so I think on their CT side, like I said, the mid control is a big thing. I wouldn't be surprised if I see them jumping out window, getting kind of underpass up mid. Right. For a team like Gambit, they don't need to do anything special. I'll probably see C9 giving up A lot because they're not, you know, B is something you get exploded on. From even when I was on the team, we never had a problem retaking A, so they're going to be focused a lot of times on fighting off Cat and mid and not letting Gambit win rounds that are faster, like polarizing with the strats. So I'm kind of just excited to see this match from both sides.
Okay, I mean, that's kind of perfect. Basically, we find a middle ground. Both teams win their map pick, and now we find a map both are comfortable on. What better battleground for us to start this one off? Actually sounds like they're chomping at the bit and desperate to start, and I'm not complaining. More Counter-Strike on your way. Gentlemen, thank you. Let's sit back, relax, and you guys at home can too, as your casters are going to be guiding you through the final map of the quarterfinals.
Yes, they are chomping at the bit. Everyone hates waiting for the third map to start. Winner of this goes on to the Oracle Arena, goes on to the semifinals of IEM Oakland. Gambit versus Cloud9. And this is the map that yesterday we saw Gambit with the Resurgence performance just destroyed FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, that was utterly ridiculous. I mean, it seemed like all the planets aligned for them there, right? You kind of contrast that to their performance versus Liquid on this map, and it was a completely different story. So this really is a tale of two Gambits, and it depends which one we see in map number 3.
I think if you're Cloud9, you have to come into this expecting this to be a fast-paced, aggressive style from Gambit. That's what we saw that gave them that lead. Automatic has a lot of information of these two players coming in underpass. Skadoodle and Window. It's going to be a hit on A. Doja waiting in the wings on ramp. There's Mo and Fitch coming up. Hobbit on catwalk as well. And Cloud9, they're so confused of what's coming. It's all individual fights, but Tarek has held on. One bullet left in the chamber, and he's given a reprieve. But it's Russian Stewie still waiting over at A. Here's Doja being spotted, and Stewie just now coming out of Palace. But Gambit hasn't decided where to hit quite yet.
Yeah, I think you were right. I mean, initially, like, it was going to be out towards A, but now that it's a 3-on-3, they have to slow right down. You have Hobbit over on short. Adren's waiting in connector. Doja could run the risk of going down here. Russian Stewie with this crossfire out on the A-bomb site and the aggression from Tarek. Look how much information he's got. The only downside that could possibly come of this is if he misses the timing peak, they are just have to push out towards A, so that's going to be all fine for him. Fantastic, actually. And now Doja has to try and step up, stuck between two players. He's able to open up with one, has support from Hobbit on short, and Hobbit's going to land it. But Tarek brought him up earlier on. There's the denial. And now 1 versus 1. Hobbit emerges. Tarek only just clocks on to where he's come from, and there's 27 seconds left and counting. So Tarek just going to wait, knows the pressure's on, and that bomb is to go down. Hobbit going to leave it down to the wire here, but there will be enough time for that bomb plant to come in.
Oh god, Tarek's just outplayed. Hobbit is just bounced out of this bomb site. This is incredible. And Tarek is just so far away from this plant now. This is just gut-wrenching if you're Tarek. He let Hobbit have a lot of space, a lot of ability to go get that bomb with plenty of time to book it. Tarek does have a kit to work with, but he's got to be so cautious. And this is all just eating time off the bomb.
Yeah, he has no information as to where Hobbit is. There's so many angles to check for him here, and he has to move swiftly. Pushing on in, time ticking away. Hobbit up in apartments, just going to be hiding around the corner. And Tarek going to go hunting for him, forces the issue, and is able to find it. So now...
Oh god, this is going to be so close. If he gets this, Tarek just bum rushes Hobbit. I think he's got it. I think he's got it just in the nick of time. Tarek with the heroic play. He had to just close his eyes and pray that Hobbit was exactly where he was running to. What a brilliant round from Tarek to save the day. First, these 2 kills are huge. but that is so impressive, ignoring all the possibilities of danger in that beat bomb site.
I mean, that was played very well. He knew he was strapped for time. He knew he had to act quickly. You can't just let someone sit up in apartments and, you know, abuse the clock on that bomb. So that's the round on the board for Cloud9. They get the pistol. They want to try and get this off to a good start. Already good nades damage inflicted as Hobbit's tagged low. This scout from Skadoodle does find damage in middle, but it's Stewie, the first man to get anything done. The trades come in. Fitch has gotten by. Skadoodle's trapped here, stuck between a rock and a hard place, and he's going to go down as a result. Now Rush, all the pressure's on him as players start to group up and make their way in, but he's overstayed his welcome. He's somehow still alive here, finally dealt with. The bomb plant gonna get denied, and that's massive as Hobbit now finds himself 1 versus 2. Make that 1-on-1. The MAC-10, surely this isn't possible. He's done damage. And Tarek just waits. Just sits behind the box. There's so much riding on this for Cloud9. They need to get off to a good start here. And time just ticking down. Both players adamant on just staying their ground.
I can't believe Tarek hasn't moved.
Yeah, the discipline right now. Finally, he's going to break it. Out he goes, gets caught off guard, and Hobbit, he's able to win it out in the 1v1. The MAC-10 from range prevails, and Gambit, they will manage to get that round on the board. The force buy prevails.
Well, Hobbit returns the favor there with a MAC-10 at long range. It was Tarek to beat him out in the pistol round, and that is crushing for Cloud9. They're going to have the CZs, the armor as well. 3 MAC-10s on the board for Gambit. That's so tough. And look at Clever from C9. Pop flashes indicate what's coming. They're going to rush through underpass. No one's there to see, hear, or fight it. Dren's got to be careful coming back. He doesn't have a care in the world, though. Tarek's going to be in good position. Meanwhile, they're going to readdress over towards the A bomb site. Tarek going to have a quick flank. This defense is mostly set up for mid. It's just Rush here today, and there goes Tarek. Fitch watching their back. Rush gives up his position as well. That's an easy kill for Doja. These MAC-10s going to start gaining a lot of bonus money for this Gambit team, and still Cloud9 hasn't found anything.
Yeah, I mean, the second you lose Tarek and he's that far up, going to have some problems coming your way. Was expecting to see more from him. Skadoodle does dispatch of Mo over in mid. Now it's the 3-on-4. Gambit, they're grouped up, ready to push in towards A, and they will start to creep on out. They throw out that one smoke down for CT, and that's going to keep Automatic out of action. He wants to try and kick things up a gear, and struggles to do so. Stewie, in the meantime, in with 2, but Hobbit instant on the return. It manages to cement that second round. It comes down to the 1v1 once again for Hobbit, and he's feeling it today.
Yes, he's had a great series so far for Gambit. Obviously dominant on the first map, second map as well, putting in work. And here he's lost one important clutch, but he's won a couple big ones as well. And that round is surprisingly close, all things considered, coming in. Stewie finishing up, cleaning up some of those kills at the end and bringing it down to just Hobbit.
Look at this buy.
They do sustain. Yeah, they just want the bonus money. They know that last round was a buy with armor. They know it's unarmored opponents, and why not just rush? Why not just build up a bank? And there it is. 4 kills for the MAC-10s, a 5th as well. And if anything, if yesterday was a preview of this, they're probably going to keep all of those. Although immediately they switch out. Fitch gets the AK-47. I imagine that Dren's going to get an AK-47. But having 3 MAC-10s in your arsenal, you can do something very fast that can catch Cloud9 off guard.
More pup for Skadoodle. He's going to be taking that over towards B. 3 players here early on, so likely going to try their hand at some aggression up and towards apartments, you'd imagine. The early peek does come in from Skadoodle. No time for that, though, because Gambit, they've already rushed down through mid. They want to try and play things fast and loose with the MAC-10s, but Automatic and Stewie, they're not happy with that. 3 frags between them, and now it's just Doja and Mo left standing. This A bomb site has nothing pointed out on the desk. They are just going to leave it for the retake, and that pans out perfect for them. Already the rotations come in, and Cloud9 instantly going to take one straight back.
Yeah, Cloud9 was ready for that. Stewie right behind the smoke, Automatic on catwalk as well. Easy couple of kills here for Stewie, just holding down the trigger, and that pretty much seals it. All 5 players survive. They can build up plenty outside of this. Now they have all the nades they could want. Now they have 5 kits on board. The bonus round does not pan out for Gambit. They might have to slow things down now. Skadoodle and Mo both with an AWP. Skadoodle's going to have his in a connector. Mo went for a pick on A ramp.
Wasn't able to find anything, though. That's the case with Skadoodles. He lies in wait over in mid. You can see Gambit there, weary of the idea that there is going to be this aggression. Stewie's the one to try and give it for them, waiting for a flash to come out. And oh, he's going to be fully blind now, relies on Skadoodle. He's got automatic over on short, and between them, this presence in mid is a force to be reckoned with. 3 players there, stick it to Gambit, and now Doja tries to come in a refrag. He's able to get one, but that should be it. As Cloud9, they've receded back out of middle, and they will just concede that with their man advantage.
Yeah, Doja's an operator in this round. Picks it up off Mo's dead body. He's got 1 kill. Tarek using that smoke to get an aggressive position. Adren right on the other side of it. Hobbit's going to go back towards the A bomb site, but the bomb will stick in these B halls. So that can either go through this down the stairs, through the underpass, over towards A, have some kind of a split. Automatic's playing on Catwalk, though, so he can keep an eye on that. There is a smoke on Hobbit. It will be interesting to see where exactly that's going to be used for. Will be used to help his teammates get up? Yes, it will. They're going to boost into window, actually. So no real indication quite yet, if you're Cloud9, of where this hit is going to come from. Doja's alone at the bomb. They want to flank B. Cloud9 doesn't realize this is coming at all. Rush and Skadoodle both in CT spawn. Neither of them have checked this whatsoever. Adren is going to have a big, big kill on Tarek.
Yeah, this is massive. They've got no clue. There's Adren. He's going to come pouncing out. Tarek.
They can't plant. Time's over. Round's over. Just stay away. If you're Russian Skadoodle, Gambit, a clever idea, but doesn't pan out due to time. It just takes too long to come to fruition, and Cloud9 hold on just barely. It's 3-3. It's all tied up.
And now Gambit in a fairly awkward situation when you look at it in terms of how much money they've got floating around. Gonna see the force buy come in. They've got the 2 rifles in play. We had players that would have been on a double eco anyway, so bought down what they can around it. Now, Skadoodle gonna be holding mid this time. Playing it from window, waiting to see if any aggression tries to slip through that smoke down short. But it's actually apartments where their attention is going to have to get refocused towards. Automatics tagged very low over here on short. You're only able to get 1. Skadoodle's rotated in, and that was a quick flick. As he's turned it back in with 3-on-3. Going to go charging in. Skadoodle gets kept at bay. And now it's the man advantage up for Gambit with bomb planted.
These are the exact rounds that gave Gambit the advantage over FaZe, as these fast-paced, automatic, and Tarek not ready for that kind of hit over at the B bomb site. Stewie with the flank. He'll find Doja. Doja's not watching this at all. Flashbang is out. It blinds him. Blinds a second player. He can't get that kill. It's Rush's turn coming into the site. He adjusts, but he can't find it. Mo wins that duel with the pistol, and Stewie's got to move fast. He does have a kit. Turns around spinning, but Hobbit cleans it up. Big kill for him, and more props go the way of a guy who just recently was inexperienced, but now he's got it all. 4-3 for Gambit, and I think that's going to deplete most of the money on the Cloud9 side. And they're going to go for an interesting buy here. Great flick from Skadoodle. It's just not enough. A double op setup comes out for C9 with CZs surrounding it.
Yeah, I think Stewie's looked really good on the secondary AWP for them. Skadoodle's definitely been feeling it as well early on. So they go for a high-risk, high-reward buy, and Stewie is over in middle. Has to be careful because Hobbit is wrapping around through lower tunnels. Plays it around this smoke, but Mo going to go ahead and decapitate him down in mid. Skadoodle does what he can on short, but he's tagged within inches of death. And already this A bomb site's come crumbling down. The only linchpin here is Rush as he gets left undetected. They've got no idea. Doja hasn't checked it, so he will pay for that with his life.
Rush has to fight his way out, though. He can't just sit there. And look at Gambit's progress across the map. There's a player in CT spawn. Hobbit just waiting, and this should be a pretty free kill, all things considered. Actually, not at all. He misses the shots into a 3-on-3. But still, Cloud9 hasn't moved from the B bomb site, and Rush is going to have to make yet another heroic effort.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone back in for more. Not a fan of shying away from the action. Rush, it's all eyes on him. He hears the bomb plant come in, nearly denies it. Does find great damage on Mo, but Adren is there to polish him off. And now Skadoodle, 7 HP in a dream, has rotated into CT. Gambit just going to play this super passively. They know that there's very little on the cards right now for Cloud9, so a save will be in order. Gambit going to be onto a 5th round. Skadoodle keeps the AWP at least.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't mind the investment that Cloud9 does there with 2 AWPs. It's tough that nothing comes from them. They've at least salvaged the second one as well, at least for the time being, unless it gets hunted down. But we'll have both of them moving forward, so it's basically going to be identical round, identical chances to find some kills. But Gambit have a big advantage here. 5-3 on the T side already, and they control the money. How much does C9? I don't think you invest anything outside. Like, you've already made the investment. You don't buy up on the other 3 players now. You have to get the rifles. You have to get the M4s back.
Yeah, they're just going to have to grit their teeth here. Tarek actually going to invest down into armor. So he's the one to take the AWP right now for Cloud9. Going to be playing off the spawn, as he did have that spawn for mid. He's going to go charging up into it with Skadoodle to reinforce, but already a man has snuck on by. They have to be careful. Tarek's able to open up. Now he just retreats, recedes back for a mid. Gambit, in response to this, actually going to start to charge in towards this B-bomb site, flooding their way in. Skadoodle is the first man there.
Skadoodle's entire job right now is to make sure no one can get to bench. The leg shot onto a Dren. He's going to keep the angle, so he's called out that one has crossed. The other op is over on Catwalk, and Gambit doing a good job at the moment not being punished by either of them. There goes automatic. There goes Rush, and it's just Tarek boosted up who misses the shot. Again, they might have to sit this out, especially because Skadoodle is down. That would be a big kill to get, but Hobbit takes off the head of Stewie, and now Tarek, you'd love to keep this, but it's such a tough position to be in. One pushing Catwalk, you're being surrounded. There's the hit. Dropping down. Patiently waiting for a Dren's peek, and spots the arm, gets that as well. Tarek showing off some skills, a well-rounded player, quite obviously. Gonna bail out to the top mid. He might just be able to do this. Fitch isn't close by. And there it is. Tarek saves the op, but silver lining, they've got to get into the winning ways pretty quickly now.
Yeah, the one upside there, though, is they have done damage. They keep the AWP. They wouldn't be able to get one otherwise, so that is always very handy there from Tarek, who survived against overwhelming odds. But look at this from Doja. I mean, it was just a mop-up from him.
Yeah, that was a very, very dirty round in a scenario where there could have been some danger that came out from that one. So the ops don't do as much damage as Cloud9 would have liked in those couple risky buys they have, but now moving forward, Mo is going to be in Palace with his. No one watching this, and he can just set up in this perch, and he can wait for someone from Cloud9 to wander back into his crosshair. Stewie's there at the moment, and that's an easy pick. Stewie comes right back into it, not prepared for that. A good switch up in positioning for Mo, and a very simple way to find an opening for Gambit.
Gambit, they've started to wrap back through T-spawn with that bomb in tow. Setting up for the A play. They've left the Dren all the way over a B. You can try to flank in or head in through lower tunnels. Also a support from Fitch up in top mid, but right now it's Doja, the man looking to try and find an entry. He's got support from Mo up in Palace. You can see rotations already starting to trickle on in from Cloud9. Tarek has departed B, and they're going to leave that wide open. And Gambit, they've got a fantastic read on this, starting this rotation back round. As now they look to refocus. Automatic's the only man over here on B, the only one who's going to have any clue as to what is going on. And he has to buy so much time. Luckily enough, still had that smoke left.
Gambit might have to go through that. I think that's going to disappear just under 20 seconds, so they're going to walk through it. There's the flashbang. Automatic with an off angle gets the first kill. Trying to stay alive, trying to buy that time, as you said. Skadoodle does take down one. It's a 3-on-3, but no one is quite here at the B bomb site, so the plant's going to go down. Mo's watching towards Catwalk. Not a lot of utility for Cloud9 to use, and Tarek just runs the gauntlet, gets picked out of the sky. And that kill from Doja is just going to seal it. Rush can't go for this whatsoever. Cloud9's defense is getting battered at the moment all across the map. Whether it's a fast B hit or whether Gambit readjusts late in the round over to the B bomb site, they haven't been able to stop any of it.
Yeah, I mean, kind of spoke about on the desk. Usually it's the A bomb site they kind of play in those retake-driven scenarios. They say that, you know, the B site was one of the ones where they find themselves getting exploited a fair bit. Just then you kind of see that, right? They go ahead, preemptively send everyone over towards A, and Gambit off more than they can choose. So now it is going to be a 7th round for Gambit here. Rush is able to save. But that doesn't really give them much to work with here regardless. The extra M4 It's going to be nice for the extra firepower, but it doesn't facilitate a buy.
They could get lured into a buy. They're not going to. I mean, they're going to get a small investment. Deagle Armor, Scout on Tarek. I was going to say, Tarek actually had like, 5,600 or something like that, so they could have picked up an op on him and bought around that and just seen if they could do anything. Not that desperate quite yet. This gives him a chance to have one more really solid purchase with M4s to try and put a stop to this run from Gambit. MAC-10 is back in Hobbit's hands.
Still, they have pulled together what they can for Cloud9. Is that going to be enough, though, to get much done here? Very lax hold on mid. Quite the opposite of what we've seen from Cloud9. The boost's going to be employed. They stick Rush up there, and that's netted him the early frag. Downrange onto Hobbit, but that's not much of an advantage. They do now have man up, but it's only a MAC-10 dropped in mid.
They have 3 players over at the B bomb site as well. They've obviously been trained by Gambit to fear those B hits, and Skadoodle and Connector with just a P250 and no armor. He's going to be the next one up. Tarek, there's a good scout kill onto Adren, hunts him down. Fitch has made his way into the ladder room, but Automatic's already got a kill with the Deagle. Even if he does fall here, he's done his work. And Cloud9, they could respond with this one. They could use this 4th round. Now it's just play passive, don't get picked off, force Gambit to commit into a bomb site, force them to commit into a crossfire.
You can see how reluctant Gambit are, but with only 25 seconds left, they have to get moving. They have to pick a site, hedge their bets, and make their way in. It's going to be A, but Stewie, well, he massacres both the players in Connector. They get shut down. And Gambit, they really seem to struggle up against these 4 spies when it seems like, Cloud9 are playing around with a big disadvantage that they don't have much to lose. That's when Gambit falls short. Once again, same case what we've seen throughout all the maps tonight. And that's that they kind of lose that first man, and then they try to gain back some ground as a result, and then just get punished for it in the one-on-ones.
Tactical timeout from Cloud9 as well. They know they cannot get responded upon. I mean, winning a round like that is a good way to just boost your economy in its own right, because they obviously salvage, 3 weapons or so, and don't need to spend money on that. But you still, if you're Cloud9, you're still saying in your head, we can win this half. Despite everything that's happened, we can end this 8-7 on the CT side. We can make this comeback happen and give ourselves a lead into the second half. So that's what they're aiming to do. Freeze time coming to an end here. Skadoodle's going to have the AWP. Mo's got one as well. Mo again going towards the A-bomb site. Skadoodle the same thing.
This time though, Skadoodle. Rush, well, he falls. Skadoodle's there to get one back in retort. Tries to duck away, damage being done. As rotations coming round, Skadoodle, what are you doing? He's going to be in with 3. Does get burnt out in his own Molotov. You hate to see it as he goes down, but still he's netted a massive advantage here for Cloud9. They've got the man advantage. They have control of the bomb as it's dropped outside of ramp. And it's a great return to form there in that round from Skadoodle. He'd been bottom of the board. And with that, he started to rise himself up. Doubled his kills in 1 round.
You love that performance. Even if he burns himself alive, if you're Cloud9, you are thanking him for his work, because that was a knife's edge away from just losing the bomb site completely. Great mobility from him, catching off the player in Palace and then responding as well. So Stewie's in a tough position, and he's going to get taken down. Cloud9 seems to be convinced that there were players inside of that A-bomb site. No one really peering for information. They've gone very passive, and now Tarek's in a tough spot. Cloud9's in a tough spot. They've got to figure out what bomb site they're going to, and in order to do that, looks like they're going to split up.
And that's risky. Mo and Adren, they've grouped up over here at B. Tarek is going to be there to get the information. Automatics moving around to join him. And after the efforts of Skadoodle, Cloud9 do not want to let him down. Tarek remains hidden. There's so little time left. He's forced their hand, peeks into this. He's dropped the bomb, and that could be all the difference. Adren now left 1 versus 2. Has to take the fight, and Tarek, he's going to do it. 1 versus 2 inside the site. Saves the ult forward as well. Cloud9, they're going to be springing straight back into action. You said so yourself, they could still win this out with 8 rounds in this half. And that's what they want. Now they've finally done the damage. And yeah, I know, this replay from Skadoodle was just absolutely ridiculous.
You can't even really fault him for it, because even though he's not being pressured when he goes down the ladder, he has no idea. I mean, that's purely playing by instinct and just trying to find your next opponent and then trying to get the hell out. So he runs through runs to his own death and his own fire. Finally, Cloud9, they get to take a breath of some sort. I mean, they're still going against an investment. They're still going against pistol armor, which is dangerous, obviously, and a good amount of utility, but I think they'll take this. Although they can't lose it. They lost, remember, they won the pistol and they lost the second round, so another one of these would be the backbreaker. 5-7. Skadoodle with the opposite window. Doja and Adren are going to make their way through underpass, and the rest of their teammates are just waiting for them to get into position, and there it is. Smokes are out. Stewie, he's got a decision if he wants to play in front of them. They're going to play retake on A, though. Rush is going to be behind his own. It's Ren and Doja. They're coming up now. Stewie's got to be careful, but he's going to go right through the smoke. There's the bomb down. He's got two more. Holding the off angle, finds Hobbit, and above comes Mo to clean him up. Skadoodle's not ready for that from Doja, though. Adren takes him down, so there's some danger here.
Late rotation from Tarek. He's going to get tagged low in the process, so he's no use to Cloud9 here. Instead, it's Rush and Automatic inner side of the site, and Doja, he makes things risky. Cloud9 able to get back on top of that situation, albeit just by the skin of their teeth, and that was not much of an investment from Gambit. Now comes the real deal, and this is where the metal is going to be tested for Cloud9.
Stewie making that play through the smoke, slows things down, prevents the plant as well. Does leave Skadoodle open on his rotation to players coming through connector, which he wasn't ready for. So the money is not great. They do take heavy losses in that round. 6-7 as they come back. There's Skadoodle right through the smoke, finds the timing. Again, a lot of presence, at least in those B halls, although Hobbit goes underpass. Adren wants to find a one-on-one duel here, but he's forced away by utility. Everyone on the Gambit side, everyone on the Gambit offense is alone.
Yeah, no opportunities to trade here. I mean, luckily enough, Doja's able to go ahead and find them that.
That's the second time Stewie's been caught off by that peek over in Palace. This time at least he's aware and he dinks Doja, but he's died twice now to the same way.
Gambit, they're just going to be given mid on a silver platter from Cloud9. The only man who can do anything about it is Automatic.
It's a big fight in Palace, though. Rush is getting aggressive, and Doja forces him back with 6 HP. Skadoodle's got to protect him from behind, from connector. Hasn't taken a shot just yet, and he's feeling uncomfortable inside the bomb site. There's Hobbit. He's been spotted as well. Skadoodle goes for the peek, and he wins that. Big kill. Automatic chiming in also. Fitch in window could turn the tides. Doja's low, so it's got to be on Fitch. And Tarek, meanwhile, rotating back to Catwalk. Skadoodle again holding down the fort, but they're so low, and they're dodging all these bullets. Somehow, Doja hasn't been able to grab anything. And 4 kills for Skadoodle. Cloud9 ties it up 7-7.
I mean, there's just something about Skadoodle. I mean, he can just be having an off day 1 minute. Right? It doesn't look like he's going to pick things up, and then suddenly he's propelled back and being just such a key player for Cloud9. It took him a while to get going. He only had 3 frags up until 2 rounds ago. And now going to be sitting pretty with 10 kills to his name. It's gone down by 1 because of the suicide.
Ah, I see what you've done there.
There you go.
I was wondering about that. Clever, clever. Tarek with the up this time. Automatic trying to spam. There's good mid-presence here from Gambit. Fitch and Mo up top. Hobbit coming from the underpass. Stewie in the window room. No eyes on it to any degree. Automatic doing what he can to watch for a connector, but a lot of attention his way from utility. There's the pick from Tarek. Dren's been looking for that one-on-one. It hasn't worked out too well, and Automatic's Molotov is going to slow down this catwalk hit.
Yeah, quite crucially as well. I mean, they're looking out for a way out of here, but Stewie going to be posted up in window. Denies the presence of Mo. They've been allowed to slip up through connector and into jungle. Stewie still waits, holds down the fort, and Cloud9, they do exactly as you said, Jason. They're going to be able to win out the half with an 8-7 scoreline over Gambit.
And you got to be so happy about that ending this first half. It looked so scary for C9. They took the timeout, and you know that's what they said. You know they said, let's win these last 5 in a row. Let's go into halftime with a lead, and they do just that. 8-7 for C9 in this final map. Loser goes home. We'll see how it ends after the break. One half remaining for one of these teams, and it's the Oracle Arena for the other. Tarek and Doja both leading their squads at the top of the scoreboards, trying to find the arena. 15-7 for Tarek, 14-13 for Doja. Tarek involved in a couple of those early clutches, but he's had a bit more help than Doja. He's had a couple great rounds from Stewie. Skadoodle's obviously come alive a number of times with that AWP. Cloud9 make a great comeback in that first half. Now they just have to close it out.
And for Cloud9, order of the day going to be aggression over here towards middle. They wait and see if Gambit try their hand at aggression. Clearly been watching their demos from the FaZe game because we saw how frequently Adren tried to go for that mid-aggression. This time, though, it's a more passive stance that nets them the man advantage. There's the man in question down in connector. As Adren and Hobbit between them, just dispatch of this mid play. Rush tries to gain what ground he can over here at B. Doja going to go ahead and fall out of fashion with that because the B bomb site without the bomb is a picnic without sandwiches. Now it is just Skadoodle left. Speaking of sandwiches, he's going to go down there. Rush is left 1 versus 5.
That was a great mid setup from Gambit. They were all peaking at different times, and I mean, obviously the early pick helps, but there was just too many Gambit players for Cloud9 to overcome at that range. No utility to kind of isolate them from any different attack, so also really struggled to find one player they could group up on just because there were so many of them to fight. And it's just down to Rush. This is looking like a pistol round for Gambit. Cloud9 won the first one, but lost the second round, so take from that what you will.
Right now, I mean, Rush doesn't even have armor to play with, so Aim Punch going to play into this. He's allowed to slip by. They know where he is now with only 30 seconds left. Taking these close duels with the Glock. He's going to do him a world of good. Gets caught, though, in the crossfire, and Gambit, they will secure themselves the pistol. So now, in an ideal setup to actually take this lead, although we have seen time and time again, Gambit, actually both of these teams struggle at, you know, winning out the anti-ecos.
And Cloud9 would absolutely love to return the favor here. They would be so incredibly happy for that. 4 Deagles on the board with armor. Skadoodle doesn't invest in anything. He wants his AWP as quick as possible. Dren's going to cross. That's the fight Tarek wants. He wanted that one shot, and it doesn't connect. Automatic with the Deagle has been the man that Cloud9 has been able to lean on to find one of those nice headshots. He's alone at top mid. He's got a scout and window and an M4 to deal with on catwalk. He gets tagged down and just backs away. And now Cloud9, with no utility, have a decision to make where exactly they want to go. And it looks like A is the answer as Tarek starts to probe up. Fitch is back here playing retake, flashbang out. It's going to slow things down. There's 3 players of Gambit ready to defend this A bomb site, though. Without smokes, I don't think there's a chance Cloud9 is able to get into the bomb site.
Cloud9 going to try and do all they can with these Deags. Mo gonna peek into ramp. There are 3 players here. That leg shot does some decent damage, and in the meantime, he reads it well. Rush tries to go in and inflict damage back, but pays for it with his life. Now, Cloud9, time working against him. Only 40 seconds left, looking displaced. Tarek started to rotate off. The bomb still waits at ramp. They're going to look to split into this, and that scout is still doing damage. Stewie falls to Mo in mid. The trade will come through. And now, 25 seconds, this push finally going to begin from Cloud9. Tarek grabbed himself the scout. Gets caught off guard from short. Does find some damage to Doja, but it's automatic and Skadoodle left to try and clutch. With only 10 seconds, automatic, a man in a dream has to knock things up a gear, and this man, he's going to do it. Does find 2. Hobbit trades, but those Deags were fire.
I mean, he really salvages that investment from Cloud9, because if Automatic doesn't get those last 2 kills, then, I mean, you don't do as much economic damage as you like. So if you're not going to get the plant, if you're not going to get a chance to win in a post-plant, then you might as well at least inflict that kind of monetary damage in that sense. So nicely done from Automatic right at the end to find something out of that. But great job from Gambit. It's just Glocks they're going against. Automatic actually has a Deagle based off the kills. I think that a couple kills there prompted him to just say, if I invest in one more, I'm not losing money on it. So, nade out. That's going to land right at Stewie's feet, and he's going to burn. You hate to see that.
You do hate to see it. They're going to try and run boost over. Oh, but it's Mo there, not with a scout or with an AWP. It's the M4. Doesn't fool him. Not the ideal place to be. Those Glocks can do damage, but here's Doja with the backstab.
A couple of kills come out. Mo actually didn't hit a single bullet on that run boost, so he got real caught off guard by that. And then the follow-up. So into the first gun round, critical for Cloud9. You don't want to let Gambit start running away with this early and have to make a comeback in map 3. Op into Skadoodle's hands. Op in Mo's hands as well. Both of them with 11 kills, or I guess technically 12 on Skadoodle since he burned himself, as you mentioned. Mo's going to have his towards mid. The Bomb, Rush, and Skadoodle and Stewie are going to go towards A. It's Dren and Fitch playing close up here.
They've already got a lot of presence down through mid. Mo's not hitting anything with this AWP, and as a result, look at the positioning of Automatic. He's going to go charging into window, and they've got no idea. Luckily enough, Hobbit tries to get things back under control, but it's Automatic in this position that if Doja keeps creeping forward, he could very easily go down. In the meantime,
yeah, it's a huge kill for Automatic to get. Now he's kind of split this defense.
You can see they're so fixated on dealing with him. They've had to keep Mo and Hobbit waiting in the wings. And Cloud9 going to start this rotation over to B. Automatic, if he gets in there now, he could clear this site. Hold things more aggressive up towards shop and deny these rotations.
It's kind of cool because it was Automatic initially in mid when he got that position that kind of was a lurker, and that's how he gets that kill on a Doja pushing up on Catwalk. Now that he finds that success and he creates him an avenue to get out, it's Stewie who becomes the lurker in Palace. Now, they have a decision to make because they don't really have a lot of utility to cross up and go to the B bomb site, but they've at least forced Hobbit back over to B. They've forced Mo to be very passive because they don't have control of window room, so they can use these smokes and the 2 Molotovs wisely. They can find some entries onto this A bomb site. There's 25 seconds left. They're going to have to speed this up.
Yeah, time once again, the bane of Cloud9 here as they start to push in. Fitch is able to do one. In the meantime, Adrenaline's death down from CT, and it's a bit of a massacre right now, but Skadoodle, he's a fan of that. The bomb plant will come in. Rush, damage inflicted across the board, is allowed to get the hell out of there, and he's still lighting these players up. Mo left 1 versus 2, has to swap out to the rifle, starts to sneak in, and Rush is able to do it. 3 frags for him as he gets the hat-trick and locks down the A-bomb site there for Cloud9.
That's an aggressive peek from Rush with low HP. I mean, if he dies there, he's got his teammate Skadoodle with an AWP, an unwieldy position. He's got a Molotov this whole time as well. I figured he would use it at some point. But he just takes the fights and wins. Dinked there. This is the risky play here. But a good shot onto Mo. Big win for C9. They get their 9th. Gambit call a timeout. They're out of money. Dren's got 5,600. He's the one who can feel comfortable buying whatever he wants, but the rest of them would be back onto pistol, so this is going to be a save for Gambit. So Cloud9, they do reset. It goes back to those Deagle kills that Automatic got right at the end that forced the rebuys and a couple of Glocks in the following round. So we've got what could very easily be a tie game on our hands pretty quickly here.
I mean, we've got a Deeg purchased up for Fitch, but that is literally it for Gambit here. P250 going to come in late from Hobbit just to prove me wrong. Cloud9 stacking up at ramp, and they're very wary of the fact that Gambit might try something aggressive here, might try and switch up the pace as the money has run dry. Mo holds things aggressive. Fitch is over on stairs. Now the push comes in. They don't check for Mo. He does find damage, but that's it for him as Tarek lands the quick flick on up. The push now starting to trickle on in. There's everyone here from Gambit. They're going to be using that boost that Liquid used against them just the other day to try and net an advantage. It's not meant to be, though. There's a rifle there. You can see they're desperately trying to claw their way onto it. Dojo to pick things up. But he'll fall promptly after. Fitch left 1 versus 4. Just wants to try and inflict any extra damage at this point. Oh, how's he been allowed to push so far out? Tarek was holding the angle, but Skadoodle's the one to find the frag. It's going to go 10-10, all tied up.
You'll notice as well, Cloud9 is employing a smoke onto stairs that doesn't land at the top of stairs. It lands a couple steps down, so it still blocks off any defender that's there, but it allows Stewie the ability to jump over and have clear vision and take fights around the edge of it. So that's something to look forward when it comes to the gun rounds. Tarek, a little bit lucky there. That wasn't a CZ or a P250 because that could have done a lot of follow-up damage, but that kind of a save round was all for this next one as Gambit buys up and they invest into it. Mo's going to have the op. They do have a UMP on Doja, but they've got a couple of N4s as well. Tactical pause out of Cloud9. They know this is a big round. Every round is essentially big down the stretch here. 10 more rounds in this third map, potentially. Winner going on to the semifinals in the Oracle Arena starting on Saturday. And they would be playing FaZe, and Cloud9 would be playing in front of a home crowd. And we all know Gambit has had one of the teams that's had probably the best edge over FaZe in the past in this impressive run out of FaZe. So a lot of implications that can go into that semifinal.
But right now, going to be seeing Mo. He's got himself the AWP. Currently waiting a connector. And Cloud9, once again, a complete switch up. It's going to be almost everyone over here towards B. They do leave Tarek behind. This really is crunch time now for Gambit. I mean, their economy has bottomed out. They've got $300 between the 5 of them. So buying to the next round is a no-go. Even if they win this, they want to try and win it cleanly because it's not a similar story for Cloud9. They'll be able to get something together regardless.
Well, they're hoping this small amount of pressure from Tarek is going to keep some players over at A, maybe make them adjust their positions across the map. We'll see. Keep your eye on the mini-map if anyone moves. At the moment, it's just a Dren who considered it, but with no actual presence at A, that does essentially nothing. So, it is going to be Hobbit and Doja to defend this B bomb site. If the hit does indeed come in there, there's the peek from a Dren. They do lure him in like that. They find another way to get him out of position. The flick from Mo doesn't work. He looks like he wants to go for a re-peek. He's got to be careful. There's players up on Catwalk. That's Stewie holding the position, waiting to pounce a wall of smokes, and it looks like Cloud9's going to come right through it, and there goes Doja. He's down to rush, and he's found Hobbit as well, and there's the kill from Tarek, surrounding the bomb site. Skadoodle chiming in on Mo. That is a dominant round. Gambit never saw it coming.
Yeah, second they lose the Dren down in mid. You can see the amount of pressure that's applied. Cloud9 just funnel everyone down through short and apartments. Start to split in. The only man who could have done anything was Mo, and he was caught out in connector from the peek out through lower tunnels. It was very well read from Cloud9. They very much had Gambit's number there. And Fitch, desperate to save this M4.
That's just so, I mean, it's so many different fakes and feints being thrown in, and for a team Cloud9 that's often described as not being the most tactical team, there's a lot of thought and strategy put into a round like that. Tarek just throws minimal with no presence over towards A. No one even budges. Then you throw the wall of smokes and they execute over towards B. And that forces a Dren to peek in mid just to get the information because he's just confused of what's happening with utility on 2 different bomb sites. And he's in perfect position to get picked off from Catwalk. And then obviously you have Mo who gets into a fight, and you put a flanker like Stewie into connector, and he can wreak havoc. So great job by Cloud9 of pulling the defense a lot of different ways and then getting players in the correct positions in the cracks that it creates to destroy them.
Cloud9, they're very much in the driving seat here in this round. Once again, it's early presence out towards mid. Looking to try and use these rifles at range, but they do have the advantage over Gambit. Fitch, of course, carried the M4 from the previous round. He's going to be waiting over at ramp with it. Cloud9, they're afforded control of middle. You can imagine the players here. They're just going to sit pretty, wait and see if Gambit try to force the issue anywhere across the map, and wait for them to make a mistake. Step out of line in an act of desperation.
Fitch has that M4 over towards the A bomb site. He's backing off now. He's got to be careful. If Tarek turns that corner, he's exposed. Now covered up by the wooden hole. Molotov, and actually a Dren peeks into it, so does Mo. The M4 is going to get taken out by Tarek, and he spins around to get a second. That's quite nice. And they've lost 2 players. They now know where Doja is as well, who's struggling to get the AK-47, but he does find it. And his goal is to save that. Although he starts moving closer, there's no one there to punish it. So Skadoodle's going to get the bomb down. 12-10 for Cloud9 after this. And they've got plenty of money. They've got 4 players sitting at 5,500 or well above it.
Yeah, Cloud9, they're the ones in the driving seat here. A 12th round locked in, as you said. Plenty of money. And Gambit, they've been knocked out. Now they're struggling to get back up. It's been 4 in a row for Cloud9. We haven't really seen too much out of Gambit in these rifle rounds. They've had 8 out of a... Actually, no, 11 out of a possible 15 players stay alive for Cloud9. So they've been building up a decent bit of money over the last 3 rounds. Finally, though, we're going to see Gambit back onto a bye in the next. And thanks to this AK being carried forward, they should have enough to get that AWP up. That could be thrown over. That's no problem.
Well, another timeout coming for Gambit as they have been stumped in the second half. The defense is getting run over ever since the guns have been in Cloud9's hands. A couple cool tactics from C9 in this half have put them in a good lead. 12-10, it's not super comfortable quite yet, obviously, but again, the tough part for Gambit is even with this losing bonus building up, it's not at its full strength just yet, but they're outside of Doja, they're bought out to essentially nothing. 2 players on 0, Hobbit on 50, so tough part is every time they lose a round, they're just pretty much completely reset, which is so heartbreaking. It's so hard to challenge consistently. This would be a huge round. Mo has the AWP. Adren has an M4, but he's light on nades outside of a smoke. Mo's got nothing. But they need some kind of an individual effort to put him back on track. And Cloud9, they're not messing around. This isn't going to be a subtle round. This isn't going to be a tactical round. This is just going to be a barrage towards this A bomb site. Stewie's going to lead the way up. There is Fitch in A spawn, in CT spawn, but he's got nothing. He gets taken out immediately by Tarek trying to get back. Mo around the edge of the smoke. Misses Tarek going by, so Tarek now has control of steps.
Yeah, man advantage for Cloud9. Bomb planted, everything going their way. Adren's able to find good damage in through that smoke. Mo, he's dropped down Stewie. Of course, Tarek still resides down in CT. They have to be cautious now. They're going to start to try and make their way in. There's crossfire set up between the players over towards Tetris. And Sandwich has to be perfect. Push comes through, automatic. Able to get one. The frags go back and forth. It's a 2 versus 2, and Skadoodle and Rush almost back to back. They're able to make it work. Cloud9. They are unrelenting right now, 13-10. They want to try and close this out here and now. Secure their spot in the Oracle Arena versus FaZe. A Gambit, well, they're looking a little bit deflated. It seems like we're seeing Day 1 Gambit once again. They have to try and scrape something together here to put a stop to this tyranny from Cloud9.
You have to like this play calling from C9 right now. I mean, all props to Tarek in these past few rounds. A couple strategic rounds to really throw Gambit off, and then you just go for something simple. And they have a mid-control setup, and that A hit decimates him. Fitch, most inexperienced player on Gambit, gets caught out in the open at a critical time. And now with only 3 flashbangs in the arsenal of nades that you have, it's got to be individual plays, and that one's not going to work. Adren gets dropped by Rush early, so 1 minute and 20 seconds of a 5-on-4 advantage.
So much time. That frag goes in very early on, and Cloud9 now, they can just afford to sit back and relax, but that's not the case. Instead, they're going to start to force the issue into connector. Doja and Hobbit try to employ this boost, but it's been read very well. You can see a couple of players keeping an eye on that. Actually, they're going to start to peel away. The timing's great, but Hobbit doesn't get anything from it. Does find one, but automatic. Posted up the trade. Now the split comes in from Stewie out from apartments. Everyone's blind. It's a disaster on short, but Tarek does pick it up. It's all on Mo. All the way over at A. This round going to be going the way of Cloud9. 14-10. Only an AWP to work with into the next round. It's not looking good.
Yeah, and Mo just has to save this weapon. There's no chance of him winning this, and there's plenty of money to go for the hunt if you're a Cloud9 player at the moment. You can see Skadoodle has got him boxed in. Doesn't actually look like they're going to go for it, but that's great. The kills come out, and they just bum rush themselves up Catwalk, and by the time all the kills happen on the B side of the map, there's no one even moved from Gambit in A. They're not even close to trying to make that retake happen. Cloud9 overwhelming this defense, and there's not a whole lot of rounds left that Gambit can make these calls to save it. Eventually, they just have to go for it. They just haven't had any good opportunities to do it. 14-10, and again, they're in that cycle of buy whatever you can, which is mostly just FAMASes with light utility.
I mean, ultimately, that is not enough, and it's never been enough for this Gambit side. They've been struggling to see those big individual plays from kind of big players such as Hobbit really come through. Right now, it's Doja top of the board stepping up. Of course, the IGL for Gambit, and not usually someone we're used to seeing right up there at the top. Fitch still having a fairly quiet game.
He's had a couple of tough rounds on the CT side. The one that comes to mind is just that straight-up execute from Cloud9 where they pick him off trying to jump away from Ticket Booth, and that's maybe some inexperience shining in. Although we did see him at Malmo, his first tournament, where he was phenomenal in that kind of a retake position. Either way, this time it's not working out. It's been 6 straight rounds for Cloud9 on this T side. Once they've gotten the guns in their hand, and now they have the economy to back up any kind of play they want to call out of the book. So Gambit maybe conceding just a bit here since, you know, these half buys haven't worked. They want to have everything they possibly can to fight for overtime. They have an AWP on Mo and 4 CZs surrounding it. And Mo is going to get aggressive. This is what you want to see. If this is your buy coming into it, you tell Mo to go find a kill, go find a pick, an advantage, so that these CZs can really go to work.
And while he doesn't find a frag up in the top of mid, he does get information. Didn't see anyone there. No one was holding the angle from Cloud9. You know, it's not going to be a mid presence that we see. Instead, now as this utility just bombards the B bomb, so that could be enough to pull off a significant number of rotations here, and it looks like it will be a fake from Cloud9. As that bomb doubles back, Rush and Tarek try to sell what they can. We haven't seen an over-rotation. The lack of anything here at B.
It's going to come, because Rush and Tarek are about to redo and execute at this B bomb site. I imagine they're going to hit it, and that's going to pull a lot of rotations, especially if they get just 1 or 2 of these kills. And that'll be perfect for automatic Skadoodle and Stewie over towards the A. They're in Palace. They're waiting patiently.
And now they're lining up these smokes and flashes. In they go, as you say. Now they look to sell this, make it look like they're double fake. And Adren, well, he's going to peek into Palace. He does take 1 with him. That's the information gained. And these rotations are already coming in from Gambit. The bomb plant will get denied. Fitch able to pull that one back. Skadoodle's up in Palace and completely out of position. Tarek falls up on the boost, and Skadoodle, he'll go down shortly after Gambit. They managed to get that round back under control and get an 11th round.
That's got to be worrying for Cloud9. You try and throw a fake in here on Gambit. They've worked all to this point, but not that time. And it's just the decision of Adren to push forward instead of rotate away. His idea to flank through Palace. They find the bomb, so all the rotations going to the B bomb. So you can see, as soon as he gets the kill, we're not going to see the replay, but as soon as he gets the kill, the rotations just stop. They just stop and everyone moves back towards A because the bomb's been spotted on the radar. Now they have a new breath of life. Adren behind the smoke. He's going to make a play, but it's shut down by Automatic. Mo is in connector. He picks off Automatic. He can't recover in time. That's Tarek continuing the pace. And Skadoodle now finding Fitch as well. The A bomb site is lost. Even with a chance, Gambit cannot stop this Cloud9 attack.
Yeah, Doja's done what he can to try and rein this one in.
Oh no, this is really risky.
Oh, she's going to get away with it, but you were kind of gritting your teeth there, unsure as to the fate of the man. Right now, Doja and Hobbit left in a very tricky retake. Doja's tag low. Hobbit does have a decent bit of utility to try and work with. Starts to throw in the barrage. Skadoodle and Stewie with this crossfire that's going to cause them so many problems. Rush gets found. Hobbit's been tagged low, and then Skadoodle finishes him off. That will be a 15th map and series point here for Cloud9.
Oh, that's tough. Smoke just popping up, and Fitch was seen right before it plumed. So great job by Skadoodle reading that through the smoke. Yeah, this is last-ditch effort for Gambit, but here's the cool thing is because they won that previous round they won was with all CZs, and they pretty much upgraded 3 or 4 players. They have plenty of money. So last-ditch effort to switch into a double op setup. Hobbit's got one, Mo's got the other. Cloud9 again. This round it looks like they're not going to do anything fancy. Tarek is going to be at the back of mid playing passive. 3 players poised on a ramp, and Stewie and Palace. But Hobbit, Fitch, and Adren are all here.
Yeah, they ought to be walking into the more stacked of the 2. This is it from Cloud9. It all accumulates down to this moment here. They want to try and close this out here. And now. Stewie waits. Weary of that aggression we saw from Adren earlier on in Cloud9. They get cold feet potentially. They're going to start to rotate players away. Leaves the bomb there, so still the opportunity to head in towards A bomb side, but it looks like they might try and focus on mid before they commit to this.
Mo's got a great angle, though. If he doesn't get flashed off this, he does. Cloud9 very aware, and then he loses the battle to Tarek. Just a side swipe from that AK-47. Mo can't even react, and there goes Adren. He responds with a push and it goes nowhere. Fitch is alone at A and he's gone, and it looks like Cloud9 has done it.
Oh, Hobbit though wants to try and prove you wrong. Bomb plant still yet to come in. Doja trying to lock it down with the AWP from short. Bomb will go down. Doja's held back by that smoke. For the time being, Hobbit is all alone in CT. Smoke fades, Skadoodle's on the other side, and now Hobbit 1v4. It all comes down to this. He's been on fire today. He's able to get the first, starts to make his way in, but Skadoodle and the rest of the gang hold the angle. Cloud9, they will win out the series 2-1. 16-11 on Mirage. They managed to get the job done.
And it all started with a huge comeback in the first half. They were getting battered, but Cloud9 in that second half was strategic. And they've done it. They're going to play in front of the home crowd at IEM Oakland. We're going to send it over to the analyst desk for the GoDaddy recap.
The GoDaddy post-match breakdown.
Cloud9 performing on North American soil for the North American crowd. It is locked in. They'll be meeting FaZe in the semifinals of IEM Oakland. Gambit to fall as well, and a full 3-map blockbuster. Got myself Sponge and nothing. I think we'll just kind of go in relatively chronological order to try and decompress and understand this map fully. Mirage, we already acknowledged in the pre-match chat that this was going to be the balanced map. We had, each team winning their map pick relatively well. This was our middle ground, and did that represent it? I mean, the score does, but did the gameplay?
Yeah, I think so. We started off with Cloud9 being 7-3 down, something along those lines in the first half, and from that point, they really had to grind out rounds. It looked like Gambit were probably going to run away with that first half and put up a really dominant scoreline, but I guess it was individual plays which got the Cloud9 guys in some risky decisions. You see Tarek pushing up mid with the AWP, which is, doesn't pay off. Skadoodle getting Mo through the mid smoke, lots of stuff like that you can't really count on, but those are the things that Cloud9 are able to pull out of their back pocket because they have such explosive players. The comeback on the first half really set the tone going in the second. To be able to win that 7-3 down, get 8-7 at half, that's fantastic. That shows the mental resilience and the change in Cloud9.
And Jason's observation, Jordan, was that Cloud9 looked tactical, strategic on their T side. They looked well structured. It was, I mean, there was, you actually were helping us in a great deal in actually understanding what we were watching when we were sitting here. Myself and Chad kind of, you could observe that there was something new afoot for the T side. I mean, round 21 is a great example.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to pull it up because one thing I noticed with it was that, so this is a strat we used to model after Virtus Pro here with the double fake. Now, this goes back to what you were just saying about C9 having good strategies on T side. We had it when I left. I'm not surprised they still have a lot of these strats because they're powerful and they're hard to stop. What's basically happening here is they're going to throw 2 smokes at B and look like they're going to hit it. And it's kind of like a double fake because they do a second wave, but at the same time, they do a little pressure up connector so it looks like it's an obvious normal fake and you're going A, and then they kind of split up cat. And then, we're going to look at something after, but for now, let's focus on this and what it causes the CTs to do. So they're forced to basically respect the B hit. And if you see the blue dot on window right here, this is exactly what Cloud9 wants. They want this guy to clear mid. To see that it looks like they're going up connector right here. See, now move. Now look at the guy B. The second guy B is moving through market right now. And boom, those 2 guys now have a 2v1 at the one guy B. So they're now able to capitalize on the site. Even if the trades went unevenly mid and it was a 4v4 right now, this is still an opportunity to get a 3 versus 2 in the after plant, which actually it even went better. And they got the 4v2 to the 4v1 and they win.
It's fantastic that Cloud9 are able to do this, right? And they obviously identified the fact of what we were talking about, that Gambit love playing from the sites. They love to play those turtle setups, and they give a lot of respect and don't play too aggressive for too much information. When that happens, you can execute time and time and time again, and you really saw Cloud9 reaching into the depths of their strat book and just throwing everything at them. It was great to see.
And it's so crazy as well because you can see evidence of that same